Hello there. Hello there.
Little green ghouls, buddy!
Because he's my best friend, he's my pal, he's my homeboy, my rotten soldier, he's my sweet cheese, my good time boy.
Hello there.
Wait, I'm a little confused here. What's a twink?
Chat! What's up, everybody? Holy Fire Chat, you beautiful people. I hope you're doing wonderfully. Sage, it's great to see you. Ryland, hey, buddy. Void, thank you for yippee-eyeing my yo. That sounded way not what I wanted it to sound, but I'm going with it. Ghoul, how the fuck are you, bud? Sebastian, you beautiful bastard. I hope you're painting good today. Adam, Adam, it's not actually that cold. It's like, it's in the 40s, but basement is like, we're past the magic point where my basement is always the perfect temperature. And we've reached the point where my basement is just always cold. So I'm like, if I was anywhere else in my house, I'd be like perfectly comfortable, but in the pit of depravity, I'm too chilly. Get caffeine? You should get caffeine. I agree with that. The point at work where I just sit here and look like I'm important and doing something. I mean, that's supposed to be 73 today? Nah.
Send me your bones
Nah.
today.
Clipper just resubscribed for 30 months. Harboring so much frost, you don't even know.
The project you started and posted last night? That's a good question. Where did you post it? Because that will answer the question. I don't see it. Oh, on the gram? It'll be 64 tomorrow? I want weather. Oh, there you go. Bam, in the chat. I don't have to click anything. Oh, look at that guy. Look at those muscles. He's so bearish. He's Bara. That's what I was going for. Grim. It's gonna be Orc Superman. I love that. Clark Kent. Is that anything, chat?
It's always time for plans.
Clark Kent? Yeah. Also, hey, the voice that you're hearing, or maybe hearing, depending on how my sound settings are functioning, is Taco of Taco Food Truck.
Hello! Let me pop up over on my stream. Yay, I can see you in the corner of my stream. Let me make sure it's on the other cam.
Hell yeah. Oh, I don't. Oh, God, my buttons. My buttons.
Not sure if I have that set up perfectly, but it's working.
There we are. All right. Things are doing.
Okay.
Things are doing.
Hello, everybody. I'm back doing my normal thing. We are painting the Red Gobbo today. I know a lot of other people are doing it as well. I just, it seems like a fun mini to paint for the holidays. So I primed it up yesterday and got it all prepped. I just got to start flipping things and painting stuff and hopefully not ruin it. But
Sebastian,
it'll look fancy.
I agree, Sebastian. I think it is working.
Hello there.
Hey, Ghoul.
Hey, Gentry. How do I paint?
How do I paint? That's a question I ask myself every day. And sometimes the answer is, don't. Go play your Nintendo Switch with no audio for 4 hours and not realize it.
Oh, for real?
I did that for 3 days.
No.
I had no idea because I had it set to monitor only. So I heard the audio. Everything looked on my OBS looked good. Nobody could hear the game audio. So that's just, I went back and listened to one of the, I don't always look back at my, my stream VODs until later. And when I went and looked, all I hear is me mumbling to myself. I'm like, oh no.
Oh, that hurts. That's rough.
Oh yeah, that was a lot of self-cringe. But I think I've got it fixed now, so... And that meant anything coming through my capture card had no audio.
Oh, is that... I think I heard that being partially troubleshot with Ghoul the other night.
It was after the fact.
It was after the fact? Okay.
I was live streaming. Somebody wanted to... I was playing Risk of Rain. The Risk of Rain Returns on Switch. I have them on PC, but I wanted to also get them a little leveled up on Switch because I'm probably only taking my Switch and like my week tablet laptop when I do my Japan trip in January.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing that you were doing. That's tight.
Oh yeah, so I used to work in Japan.
What?
Like for about half the year every year, and so I used to basically live over there for about half the year. But due to the workload and everything, I got to I got to see some stuff, but I've never gone as just a tourist. And so my spouse still works for the same place that I used to. Um, and so they're over there right now. They'll be coming back for Christmas, hopefully, depending on how this whole government shutdown BS goes. But not our first rodeo on that end. That is kind of a normal occurrence when certain things happen in with Congress and or the presidency. But yeah, so they're over there. We managed to cash in all of our airline miles.
Wow.
And cash in on the airline miles, so I got the ticket for like under $200.
Ooh, that's tasty.
Considering it's like a $1,600 ticket, I was like, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I've got I got some savings saved up. Not quite where I'd like it to be, but staying in the housing my spouse has for their work, it's only a little bit of an extra fee for me to stay with them, and I can just hop on the trains and go around.
Hell yeah!
Puts me.
That's really cool. Yeah. I had no idea. So do you know like enough Japanese to actually be able to like speak to people?
Not really. I can get the gist of what people are saying, and I can kind of fudge my way through like small conversations. COVID didn't help that because, like, basically there was a couple of year period where you couldn't really do a whole lot.
Yeah, fair. Hi, Ian. Oh, let me get it.
Hey, it's Ian. All right.
That's legit. That's tight as hell.
Yeah. Make sure. Want some gray. Good classic black and white. And we'll get a nice kind of a charcoal. Graphene gray. That'll work. I think I've gotten so used to doing 4-color challenges and having to blend paints because that's how I used to do paints. That like when I go to do like, hey, I've got a whole mess of colors here. I can just use whatever I want. I'm like, wait, which one do I use?
Well, I really appreciate 4-color challenges because they've made me like less reliant on having a ton of different colors like in arm's reach all the time. Like I'm more likely to mix things on my palette now, and like that really helps with like color cohesion on a piece.
Yeah, I used to actually mix all my own paints because I only had primary colors.
Oh dang!
And, like black, white, and then like red, blue, yellow. And so, but the downside of that was all my color consistency didn't stay the same across multiple weeks.
Yeah,
and I didn't have the time to sit there and paint, just a couple things periodically.
Yeah, that's a more labor intensive way to go about that.
That and shaking bottles and things when I was switched over to bottle paints, would throw my wrist out or something, and like yes, it was a lot of hindrance. So I got a cheap Vortex mixer. I started getting more paints, and then still didn't paint because I was always working and always traveling for work.
Jamie fucking Daggers, how are you, friend?
He's my homeboy, my rotten soldier.
Hey.
He's my sweet cheese, my good time boy.
Yeah, Jamie heard four colors and was summoned.
Awaken, awaken, awaken. Let me get your stream pulled up as well, but muted.
All right, what colors are you? You're just 100 kinds of brown. All right.
There we go. Neuron activation.
I guess I can just use this tan for everything and then make it up as I go along. Let's go.
Yeah, I need to get better about figure out what the better way to link your stream is.
Moros! 100 Kinds of Brown. Is that different? Is that the prequel to 50 Shades of Grey? I feel like but I have fun plans with the polycule. Hell yeah. Do your fun plans with the polycule involve also feeling butts?
Oh, there you go.
Know what I'm saying? Not this time. All right, that's fair.
When you're not feeling well, but the polycule is life.
Today is Thursday. Why is it Thursday? Because if it was Friday, I wouldn't be able to hang with Taco today. Would you actually, this is a great time for me to ask this obligatory question. Would you prefer I call you something other than Taco?
Taco's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know some people like to go by their meat name or whatever.
Nah, I just use Taco.
Okay, tight.
I used to use Taco in my name for multiple different things, and then, I had Taco Not for a while because it was a joke on Octopus Astronaut, like kind of a joke on Taco Not.
Oh.
And then I changed it up, and then I needed the taco food truck name came from being actually I was playing Pokemon Go with coworkers in Japan, and they finally got me to join them in playing it, and it was like I needed a username, and the one I wanted to use was taken, so was looking around, and they had we had passed by this super tiny little K car truck, like maybe the size of my table inside.
Oh wow.
That was a full-on food truck, right? It was a super tiny little truck, and that basically meant that let's do a flip. I think my audio should still be good over here. Yeah. But yeah, so I needed a name, and I saw that it was selling takoyaki, and I was like, oh hey, taco food truck.
Hell yeah.
And so I said that's my name, and it's kind of kept on since. And then Taco Hobbies was on Instagram because Taco Food Truck was taken by a Filipino, like Korean fusion food truck.
I noticed that when I tried to tag you the other day.
Yeah, and my spouse is Filipino, and they were like, "Why is this truck using taco in their name? They're not doing Japanese food. It's Korean fusion, and taco is not Korean." I haven't double checked to make sure of that, but
I don't know. It might be to capitalize on dumb white people.
Well, I mean, the food truck is in the Philippines, so.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna stick with dumb white people, and then
probably
wait to be proven wrong. You're getting Vietnamese for dinner? I want Vietnamese for dinner. I'm probably getting some kind of German thing.
Good. The thing I like about Vietnamese food is that it's usually a lot of it winds up being gluten-free. Not all of it, but quite a bit of it. I mean, obviously not a banh mi, but.
Well, yeah. Are you gluten intolerant?
Yeah, I'm being tested for celiac, but I'm not. That's not until February. And to do that, I have to eat gluten for like a week beforehand, and I'm a little worried that's going to put me in the hospital. So.
Yeah, that's not ideal. That's not ideal.
Yeah. The last time I had a major exposure was not wonderful, and had to be put on a new medication that basically like coats your insides to keep them protected. Cause it was bad.
Damn.
Yeah, I've got a good rice cooker. I've got a Zoji Rushi rice cooker. The one thing that's funny is Jamie, is in Japan they put wheat in everything, and it actually one of those, you know how like there's always 6 degrees of separation of stuff, of like, you know, different things that link together in different ways that you don't expect. The whole thing with Shinzo Abe happening, with the person being upset that their mom was giving all their money to the Unification Church cult in South Korea, caused indirectly but kind of directly caused a lot of the foods that I would eat in Japan to suddenly have wheat in them.
What?
Yeah, so it's a little game we would play in our office sometimes when we were on standby. Because a lot of stuff I did was emergency response type stuff. So we would just, if we weren't actively doing other things, we would just stand by for any kind of response that was necessary. Think kind of like a paramedic or something, but not a paramedic.
Yeah.
And so, I was making a comment about how the chips and stuff that I would usually get suddenly made me sick, and I couldn't eat them anymore. And when I checked the label, it had komugi, which is small. Ko means small, and mugi is the hiragana for wheat, right? Or is it kanji for wheat? Anyway, means small wheat, which means wheat flour.
Oh.
And so wheat flour being in it meant that I can't eat it. And I was like, why did these suddenly have wheat in them? They haven't had wheat in them in like several years. But then when I went and checked and looked up, I was like, I wonder if this has anything to do with the whole Shinzo Abe thing. And then we looked it up, and sure enough, um, due to Shinzo Abe having that whole thing that happened, and all of the new kind of looking at like the high focus on any deals that happened during like Shinzo Abe's tenure and afterwards, um, involving anyone that was a member or suspected member of the Unification Church in Korea, caused all of those contracts to be to be like looked back into. Hey, Sammy.
Wow.
And because of that, that caused wheat prices in Japan for domestic Japanese wheat to go down. And in Japan, there's a big thing of, at least in my experience, there's a big thing of like as far as like Japanese nationalism for their own products. They consider their own products to be superior. So having Japanese wheat in something versus imported versus not using wheat at all. Well, I couldn't read the labels that said new formula or new and improved or whatever.
Oh.
So it because of it's the kind of the funny silly little joke I make, but because of that happening, the domestic price of wheat went down, which meant that companies could start putting it back into things. And that meant that a lot of the foods I like to eat, I couldn't eat all of a sudden.
That's awful.
It's one of those
my
silly
best friend.
things.
He's my pal. He's my homeboy, my rotten soldier. He's my sweet cheese. He's my best friend. He's my
there it is. I did it
He's
right
my
now.
homeboy, my rotten soldier. He's my sweet cheese. My good time boy.
It was kind of a joke in our office. We're like, "There's no way that's related."
I would never have thought of that. Lack of dairy. I've got a big bad dairy allergy, and there's like a little bit of milk sometimes used in Thai food, and that's about it.
A lot of times it's just coconut milk, but yeah, there are a few that do use dairy.
Psychopaths and how the entire world is literally dependent and made of genetic edited wheat. When I was watching it, I kept wondering what everyone was doing with an allergy. I have no idea what Psychopaths is.
Yeah, it's an anime.
Oh.
It's kind of a thriller cop drama kind of thing, but not truly a cop drama. It's kind of hard to describe. I haven't watched all of it. I've only watched a couple episodes.
Huh.
But I remember it being a big thing.
What? Your mouth is purple, I guess? Yeah, that looks purple.
Say again?
Oh, I just didn't expect this mini to have a purple mouth in the art. Like,
oh.
What it do? Futuristic utopia goes dystopia.
Yeah, okay.
That makes sense.
Hello there.
Yo, what up, Chris? Thank you.
So anybody that's in my chat that's able to see the or is can hear the audio, is the audio all right on my end? It's hard to check it for myself without it also potentially coming through on stream and doubling up and kind of ruining the whole idea of checking it.
Where's the thing? Where did I put it? Oh, there it is.
Actually, quick question. So how do you get your window to? Because I noticed on your stream you've got mine just showing just part of it, whereas mine has the huge outline around it.
Are you using OBS or Streamlabs?
OBS.
Hell yeah, you are. Okay, so if you click on that browser source, like in your preview, you know how normally it's got the little red dots in the corner that makes it like different sizes and stuff.
Yeah.
If you hold the Alt button and then drag those, it doesn't resize; it crops.
Oh, that's great.
And that works for every single source in OBS, every visual source.
Oh, nice. I can blow you up a little bigger. Today I learned. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Now to fix that over in the other one? Yeah, I gotta fix it over here too. I have 2 separate camera viewpoints that I switch between, so but now I can know how to fix it. Yeah, that's awesome. Learning new things with Holy Fire.
That's
Do you want to call you Holy Fire? Or just call you Bennett.
Any of the above. As long as I know you're referring to me, I really don't care what you call me. Holy Fire, Bennett, Daddy, like any of the above is fine. Thanks for the lurk, Void.
I'm slowly getting more things on my stream as far as like different functionalities and stuff. Hey, you in the bushes, or hey, you in the corner. Religion.
It comes back around.
Yeah. Oh man, my humidifier is not keeping up with the level of dryness in here today. But it's a really tiny humidifier, so that makes sense.
I should probably. Okay. I don't know. I'm in a swamp. I'm not worried about humidity.
That's better. Okay. We'll get this focused down a little. There we go.
Oh, hey, Holy Fire Chat. I haven't said it yet, and I should have, and I'm being very wicked and naughty about it. If you're not already following Taco, go follow Taco right now, and I'll pretend that you were following Taco the whole time. I mean, the parts of Maryland that aren't mountains are a swamp. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's parts of like Ohio that are like that too, except not mountains because Ohio is kind of flat.
Grim, I'm trying to say I saw that and I can't talk. I did saw that.
I done there did seen it.
Been seen. Your windows are safe?
See, CT Boyer, thanks for the follow.
Hell yeah, Chris. Thank you. I appreciate you. Okay, so the bag is the darkest. All right.
Just working on getting some of the grays down, and then once those are down, I'm gonna start getting some other colors added, and I'll start gluing things down.
Some say you can still see Atreyu's horse giving up hope. Oh my god.
I mean, it's not too soon, but still.
It's always too soon. Poor Artax.
Yeah, imagine watching that movie for the first time, and then basically immediately afterwards playing Shadow of the Colossus with friends. Ooh. That happened to a friend of mine.
So I've never played Shadow of the Colossus, but from context, I'm guessing something or another.
I guess spoiler alert. So
it's all good.
Nah, it's a pretty old game, but I get the.
Yeah, Grim, I thought the animation was iffy and weird, and I was like, is this AI? But like beyond that, I thought it was pretty tight.
I haven't checked what their new video was. Let me get my camera adjusted. This camera, the cheaper camera that I use up here is like resets itself every time.
Oh, I love
So I have to
that.
go back.
We have arrived. Where is the fight?
It's a snow day.
Hey!
Congrats, Allison. I mean, I guess I'm assuming you're excited about it and not like, oh, it's a snow day.
Not like, oh no. There we go. Let's darken that up a bit. All right, now you can kind of make out what I'm doing.
Ooh, look at that base. I was saying, so I was, when I streamed with Panda yesterday, she was also painting the red gobbo. And
I
like,
was kind of laughing about that. I was like, I don't know what my plan was. But
oh, it's tight. It's tight. But that base, I want to eat it. It looks like a delicious biscuit.
It does. It does.
I feel like I should be painting a red gobbo as well, but
it's just in the dry range where I've got like that tickle in my throat the whole time. Ugh. So apologies if you're hearing the click of my mic cutting out.
I also apologize if I'm making all the sniffles and gross throat noises because I'm coming out of a cold.
Nah, you're good.
And I'm just phlegmy.
You posted about it, so
I guess I did. Shadow of the Colossus is you as the main character trying to heal and bring back to life your girlfriend or wife. So you have to kill a bunch of these Colossus monsters. Each one's absolutely huge. Yeah, you have to like climb on them. And it's like partly like I've seen a lot about Shadow of the Colossus. I've just never played it. And I know that at some point during it, you get that sweet gray morality of, oh, should I be killing these things after all? And then something or another.
My kind of people.
Not executed when an individual drops their head into the
Grump, thank you for the raid
while raising the opposite arm into the air.
Yo, hey, there you go.
How you doing today, buddy?
He's my best friend. He's my pal. He's my homeboy.
What's up,
my rotten soldier.
buddy?
He's my sweet cheese. My good time boy.
So just sort of a generic brown color. Got it. I mean, I won't speak on Taco's behalf, but stream's going great for me so far.
Yeah. Just kind of chilling.
Hell yeah.
And so far as I could tell, my audio's working, I think.
I mean, you sound great on my end.
Okay. Well, let me double check. Make sure none of these are set to monitor only.
Yeah. Oh, dude, the art direction's really cool for Shadow of the Colossus.
Game is showing the true pull of the game is vibe of the game and the art direction they want. Yeah, that's also very true. I did hear a rumor that the group that made it are working on another game.
Yes, I heard about that, but I don't know what it is. But I heard that as well.
Yeah, because they also are the same people that made Journey, right? And Journey's great. Or did they team up with one of the people from that made Journey?
I don't know.
I was seeing something. I don't know. I am using headphones. I'm mostly using my audio mixer to balance everything, but that has also lied to me in the past. Let's see. Okay, I don't have my regular audio output going. Hey Bennett, talk about something real quick.
So my favorite thing about pierogies is definitely the flavor of them. I think they're a delicious,
Okay.
cheesy treat.
Echo in the voice delayed about 2 or 3 seconds. Huh.
Paint your nails candy cane colors. Hell yeah.
Let me bring the Discord down a little.
Oh shit, you finished multiple guys today. That's a nice looking commissar.
Oh, okay. I figured it out.
Dang.
I had Bennett's stream audio was still on. I thought I had it set to off.
Oop.
I think that fixed it.
That should help.
That would explain the couple second echo.
Ooh, Grump, and you know I love that orange OSL
Thanks,
on the spooky horse. Fuck yeah.
Also, to all the people that like hung around for my silent Animal Crossing streams and other video game streams, I really appreciate you hanging out because I went back and looked at it. I was like, oh no, that's terrible.
Yo, what up, Gilder Brush?
That's really appreciated as far as like, just sticking around even though there's no sound except for me just blah 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 to myself. I was making references to the audio cues and things, and nobody could hear them. Well, it's a vibe if the audio works. Hey, I wasn't broadcasting any of it. It was all, I could hear it, I could see it popping up on my mixer, but it was set to monitor only, and I had no idea. When I was dabbling in trying one of my good cameras as my stream camera, it the microphone kept activating on the camera, even though I had turned it off in the camera software. It was still doing it, so I'm like, okay, I'll just mute it. And then I didn't fix it. Oh well. Okay. Just need to make sure this thing stays stuck. Hey, oop, that's not great. Let's stick it there. Let's roll this up a little more and see if we can't smoosh this down onto the thing. Looks like I have an ad break coming up. I think I've got them set a little too often. But I'll just let them run.
I have an ad break in 20 minutes, so y'all can hang out with my sweet voice. Until then.
It's not for another few seconds, and half the time it runs them, they're super delayed, so.
Hello there.
And I've already been porking down quite a bit of water because it's so dry in here.
The lamp is coming. Gilded Brush, I am working on a Frosthaven commission. Working on some of the minis from the, I guess it's a board game, Frosthaven. It feels like bigger than a board game. Somehow.
One of you said lamp, and now I see an ad,
a
banner ad for for Bennett's stream that says essential oil diffuser lamp.
Oh shit, yeah. Yeah, it's a really big board game. Yeah, so I'm working on painting all the characters from that.
Oh, okay. I've got the Darkest Dungeon board game, though obviously not all of it because they're never going to finish all of it. It sounds like.
Oh, is that
at least
is that where it landed?
That's what I'm assuming because I haven't heard anything in quite a long time, and they haven't given any new info. So At this point, you just have to assume if you haven't gotten it yet, you're probably not. I got the first portion of it, which is good. So I at least got something for all the money I put into it back when I had more money. So I've got all the minis, but the whole business with them, like, just kind of shafting a lot of people has kind of put a bad taste in my mouth. And it's like, I don't know if I want to paint these on stream because you can't get this game anymore. You probably won't ever be able to get this game, and the company's in the middle of trying to screw over a bunch of people and like jump around and start a new project or a new company or something and just get away with it. And you know, because that's how capitalism works, they're gonna get away with it because they have to.
Oh yeah.
I'm not one of the people that's in the fancy club. In fact, I'm on the opposite end of that club because I have my nice fancy identifier flag. You know, they seem to want to throw a target at me and people like me quite a lot lately.
That is the understatement of the year.
Yeah, well, you know, if I said how I really feel about it, I probably wouldn't be on the platform, and or I would probably be crying a lot. So
that's legit.
If I weren't laughing, I'd be crying.
I fully understand that. I dipped my toe into some board game pieces again. I did a commission for Scythe once. I'm not familiar with Scythe.
Well, that sounds familiar.
There's two kinds of people. People who know Scythe and people who don't.
I think I can't remember if it's just something I've seen in passing or where else I could have heard about it, but
Rube, what's up, you beautiful, beautiful Rube? I almost called you a cube. Because I know that's where your name is a pun for, but I don't know, it felt weird calling someone a cube. Yo, Skull, how the fuck are ya? Robot minis with a dystopian look. Oh, I know this art. Didn't know it was a game.
Speaking of robot stuff with a dystopian bend, I finally got a copy of the Electric State by Stalinhog.
My good time boy.
It's an art book.
Ooh,
it's really really good.
The Electric State.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to the show though because now that I've read the book and seen the art and everything and seen like a piece of the preview, I had to turn it off.
Is that fucking Millie Bobby Brown? It is Millie Bobby Brown. I didn't. Millie Bobby Brown is apparently in the show.
I don't know who that is.
She's she's the Stranger Thing. This is not helpful.
I mean, they also have.
That looks cool though. Not the show, but the book.
The book is great, and it was. I managed to pick it up on sale on the hardcover version. Which is nice, because it's like a $40 or $50 book. And I managed to get it for like $20.
Yo, Skull, how was PAX Unplugged?
Thing about art books.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I wish I could have gone to PAX Unplugged. That sounded like it was a blast.
I was intending to, and then life got in the way.
That is so true.
Millie Bobity. I just Millie Boba bro. Millie Boba bro. Jacob Rjalski, I'm gonna pretend that's how you say it. He made the art and someone made the board game. Oh. It was a lot. Well, yeah.
There you go.
I mean, going there with the purpose of work, basically, yeah, that makes sense. Wait, Rube, do you not live where I think you live? I'm not asking you to dox yourself, but I thought you were like...
There's a lot of people in Ohio.
Yeah, I thought you... No, I know, but I thought you were in a part of Ohio that's further from Philly.
I got family in like the west part of Ohio.
I have family in Columbus. Roughly Cleveland-ish. Maybe I just don't know where Cleveland is.
I hear it rocks. There's all this energy calling me. Back where it comes from.
Yeah, somehow I keep, no matter how much I talk shit on Ohio, there's always Ohioans around.
I mean, if we're gonna make Ohio jokes, what's the, did you know that most, or the largest proportion of astronauts come from Ohio?
I did.
Yeah, you know why?
Because they want to get as far away as possible?
They'll go literally anywhere else. That's true, at least you aren't in Iowa. You know what they say about Iowa?
What do they say about Iowa?
They don't.
Ha!
No, I've been to Iowa a few times. I've actually been to some nice areas of Iowa. It's...
Oh shit, Ghoul, that's where Ghoul lives?
Oh. What part of Iowa?
They've been to Ohio, everywhere else is up.
Everywhere else is up. I mean, Oklahoma.
Half of my D&D group is Oklahoma, and the other half is Georgia. So I actually fuck with Georgia. I like Atlanta.
Atlanta.
It is a little warm there.
Just a scooch.
What am I? Oh, that's what I'm looking for.
Why is that sound familiar?
My problem is there's not a fresh fucking
So I went to school in Maryville, Missouri, up in the northwest corner of Missouri for university.
I've been to. If you didn't fuck with GA, you wouldn't know Claire or I. I mean, that's not true because I met both of you through the internet and not actually being in Georgia.
Davenport. Oh, okay. That's
fucking true. It's a community playlist, Gilded. I can't take credit for it.
Way on the other side of the state.
You want to run this ship? Yes. Well, you can't.
1-inch heroes. I know, I got cool people in my community, let me tell you.
There we go. Yeah, most of the Iowa I experienced was rural Iowa. But then again, at the school I went to was rural Missouri, so...
What did you go to school for?
Rocks and environmental stuff. Yeah, I have my degrees in geology.
Oh, shit. I feel like you've mentioned that to me before.
Probably.
Hell yeah.
Not meant in a bad way, just...
Oh, I don't mean that in a bad way either.
Rocks.
Hell yeah. Rocks rock, dude.
And if there's anything people that do geology like, it's puns.
I haven't known many geologists, but I believe this to be true. It's not Mudeng. Yeah, no, thankfully. It's not a fifth Mudeng mini. This is more minis from the Frosthaven Commission that I'm working on. So these are all like the different player characters from the game Frosthaven.
I mean, you know, rocks are nice.
Oh, that one's hard to do auditorily.
Yeah, nice is a type of foliated rock. GNEISS. It's a foliated metamorphic rock. It's gonna look a little stripy. Rock and stone. We're rich. It's a goo sack. There's goo in the sack. My spouse and I still make jokes like that constantly.
Okay, I'm required to ask now. How did you get into mini painting? Because obviously it's not geology adjacent, unless you're about to tell me a wild story.
I started mini painting in like middle school, like elementary and middle school. I went and I played Pokemon cards back when they were new.
Oh
In the
man.
late 90s, right? And at the store that I would kind of, your parents drop you off at the store to get rid of you for a little while. Then you play in some Pokemon tournaments and stuff and get your little pin badges and things, you know. And there were some people playing Warhammer, and I was just fascinated because I built all sorts of dioramas for like a bunch of my classes. Every once in a while, classes would give you the option of like,
Hello there.
you could write this huge paper, or you could build a diorama. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do that one. That one looks cool.
Hell yeah.
And the largest one I ever built was like I used a 4 foot by 4 foot piece of plywood, and out of popsicle sticks, I built a 2 scale model of a partial 2 scale model of the Globe Theater.
Oh, that's tight.
In like sixth or seventh grade. And the teacher, like before I moved away, the teacher still had it like 2 years later.
Yeah, because that's cool.
I mean, I never painted it. I just kind of built it, and then I didn't have enough time to finish it because ADHD and procrastinating and.
I don't know anything about those.
Well, I mean, I went and saw a therapist for it, and then my dad was like, "We're not medicating you," blah, 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 blah. And so got them to basically not diagnose me with it and just said, "Oh, well, you're just borderline." I'm like,
oh.
So I'm just gonna sit here raw dogging life.
Blades was up.
I didn't have the words for that back then because I was a super sheltered kid.
But now you raw dog all the time.
Now I what?
Now you raw dog all the time.
I mean, that's life, right?
Yeah.
I don't really drink. I don't do drugs.
You do raw dog all the time. I'm impressed.
Kind of have to. I mean, although to be fair, I am on hormone replacement, so I guess technically,
he's my homeboy, my rotten soldier.
Technically, I got into those scary drugs with needles. But what can I say? They make me feel good.
So you're what you're hearing is that you're an addict.
I wouldn't put it that way.
I wouldn't either, but it's a joke I made.
I mean, they can take my HRT from my cold dead hands.
Yeah, well, that's live free or die, you know.
Exactly. That's my comment whenever people get belligerent at me in public and they're like, "Why are you one of them weirdos?" And I'm like, "Yeah, free country. Last I checked, I have freedom. Don't you like freedom?" Just turn it back around on him.
Fuck yeah. I am lucky to present as a large mask, so nobody ever gives me shit for anything because they just assume that I'm scary and tough.
I mean,
I'm not trying to dissuade anyone from that.
I used to be, bigger, stockier, chunkier.
You can say fatter. I'm comfortable with it.
Oh no, I mean like physically. Like I have one thing that happens with being on hormones is muscle atrophy.
True, it does change your shapes.
It do be changing things though.
So if you are no longer quite so stocky, what's the hot fresh adjective for taco?
Squishy. I don't know.
It's a good adjective though.
Yeah, it's just the difference of like, I also used to have a big thick bushy beard and like, I had kind of resting grump face, because I was grumpy all the time. I wasn't happy. I really wasn't. And
is that supposed to go away when you realize how queer you are? Because I'm still there.
I mean, I don't know. Being on hormones feels like being on the right gas for once.
Dude, fuck yeah.
Like I was trying to run like a two stroke on like kerosene, and that ain't gonna work.
I love that. I love that.
I also had a two stroke motorbike hobby for a while.
Oh, you and Sloppy Zoe should fucking talk about motorcycles.
I mean, I don't have any of my big bikes anymore. I had a Harley. I didn't love it. I just, I got it cheap. Um, I had a KLR 650 for a while. I still have a and the shortening. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I had the same thing, Sammy. I was 5'9" and now I'm just barely over 5'7". Like as
Oh
documented
man.
by my doctor.
Oh man.
Just muscle mass decreasing, the muscle between your joints and things also shrinks. I used to have like that big, like, let me find a. I don't really have a model or anything, but like on your back, you know how like, at least for cis guys, there's like the big, you know, on your back you got that big thick back strap muscle. I call it the gorilla muscle because it gives you that huge gorilla back.
Oh, like across the shoulders, kind of.
Yeah, it's or down from the shoulders down the middle of the back. To
Oh,
back, right?
yeah.
I used to have a really really big thick back muscles there, and those are gone. And the benefit has been I have a very long spine for somebody my height, so yeah, it's been nice to not have my back pain has gotten a lot better, though it comes in phases.
Mm.
And I have a feeling it's gonna come back as boobs, but
they will do that to you.
Yeah, I'm getting there. But yeah, I definitely would not go back because I mean, just feeling like I'm running on the right fuel has been so great for my mental health, and like it's like a constant buzzing that was always there that I wasn't 100% sure was there. Oh, hey, Hill's here. What up, Hill?
Fuck yeah, hey Hill.
And but yeah, it's been great.
Fuck yeah.
And normally for let's see. Oh wow, hey, thanks, Bob. That's a Totoro. It is a Totoro. That's a little gachapon Totoro that I got in
Yo, thank you for that work lurk, Hill.
Have the little I don't even remember what this was from. It's like a capybara character. I just thought it was cute, so I got it from the gachapon machine.
Oh, that is cute.
Yeah. Super, super adorable. It sits on top of my computer normally. And then I got the don't want to drop that there. Then I got there were gachapons of Space Marines like a year ago.
Oh yeah, those things.
They're great.
I'm sad they didn't make any Chaos ones.
Yeah.
Chaos
I'll
needs
see
more
when I go
love.
back,
Dang
but-
it.
I mean, what are they saying? Like this upcoming year is gonna be the year of chaos?
Are they saying that?
That's what I heard.
Oh, well, I like that.
They got the big thing with the Emperor's children are getting their own army officially, finally. Things like that.
Long overdue. Hell yeah.
Yeah, thanks for the cheer, Bob. That's appreciated. One of these days I'll have enough earnings in my account to be able to cash it out.
Holy Fire Chat, we've got ads in about a minute. So I'm gonna just leave
Hello there.
I'm gonna leave Taco on to be entertaining for all of us. While I'm not here.
Here is some bits for you two less than 3.
Oh, thank you, Bob. And it bears repeating that if you have to sit through the ads, I fucking appreciate it because that money is literally what I'm living off of. And if you're subscribing so you don't have ads, thank you for loving me more than everyone else. So that said, I'll be right back, Taco.
Yeah, you're good, bud. All right, welcome to the Taco Solo Show. No, I'm just kidding. Oh man, so I've been doing a lot of, on top of just painting miniatures and doing my regular streams, I've been slowly doing like job searching, and that is going. But like the one of the things that I struggle with the most on that has been like job positions that you find that are just straight up lying, like about what the job position is, or like, yeah, super frustrating. So it's nice to be able to have the stream to come to and not have to think about it for a minute. Hey, there we go. Get this guy. And that little thing. I mean, I primed this on the sprue, which is not what I normally do, but I also wanted to be able to like make sure I could paint all the little crevices and nooks and crannies on it, which is probably overkill, but that's okay. No kill like overkill, right? Yeah. The big. I thought I was subscribed to him. Them. Why is it? Oh, because yeah, that's why. I was like, why is it showing the ad on the stream? I do have a subscription to Holy Fire. It just, I think it was gifted to me, but it was, what do you call it? The, because the little window down here is not running through my account. It's, it doesn't have the ad killer, basically. Well, those that can hear me, how's everybody doing right now? Hopefully, your Thursday's going well. Anybody got any fun projects they're working on lately? So, downside of priming on the sprue, I now have got to shave off all the primer. So I never picked up one of the previous year's Red Gobbo, the one on a squig. Yeah, there's also the Squig Hopper Boys or whatever. I just saw those ones too, but I wound up getting this one instead. Too many projects, yeah. Trying to power your way through some skeletons you thought would be fun to paint, but they're turning out kind of meh. Then I'm on to things I really want to put some paint on. I had some skeletons I painted for a friend one time. I wound up doing kind of a slap chop method on them. Like I hit them with a kind of a dark gray, dark to medium gray, and then I did a heavy dry brush with a bone white, and then a very slight highlight, just like literally coming in with the brush and just gently tapping in little tiny dots of like a pure white to give it some highlight. And I just slapped through them as fast as I could go. And that was a partial commission for a friend. Just because at the time I was able to get through a bunch. Let's see. Leviathan and Hive Storm. Okay, there you go. I've been working on my mixed gender space marine proxies made from Stormcast Eternals.
Hell yeah, I fucking love those minis.
Order started November through return. They forgot. Now it's coming after Christmas. Oof. Sorry there, Bob. Itchy to pay more Spider Diorama. Yeah, I was gonna say. Oh, Path of Exile 2 and Marvel Rivals. I don't play either of those. It looks like I'm gonna be playing some more Helldivers 2 with some friends coming up. I may or may not stream that. It depends if my computer can handle streaming it. I've got a powerful computer, but it's kind of an issue of cooling, I think. Okay, they are getting the slap chop. Yeah, I don't know. I wind up when I do a slap chop, I wind up doing like a batch paint where I'll just have like 30 models in a row, and I just you just have to give it time to dry. Crosshair bone razor, that's a lot of bone. Yeah. I mean, for doing detail work, it can be fun, but for doing when you're trying to burn through them as quick as possible. Oh, that was a kind of a gouge. Whoops. That'll buff out. It's plastic.
That'll buff out?
Oh yeah, it'll buff out. So the first time I ever used that term was in like my freshman year of high school. The teacher was going down the art hallway, and my first year of high school was in Indiana, where I went to a huge high school with like almost like 3,500 students.
Ooh.
And then I moved from there to a town with like 3,000 people total.
Oh boy.
So like my graduating class went from like over 1,000, which usually would dwindle down to like 800 by the time I graduated, just from people moving or going to other schools or dropping out. Because it was, it was a city. And then I moved to middle of nowhere, Missouri, where I was at a school where my graduating class was like 95 people.
Oh, that's wild.
So that was a big change. But yeah, at the big school, going down the hallway with the seeing the art teacher was pushing a cart full of like kiln fired ceramics projects that had just come out of that had finally come out of the kiln. And the the cart wheel breaks off, dumping all of these projects onto the floor. And it was like, oh my god. And then just in the dead silence, one of the other like people that was with me was like, ah, don't worry, I'm sure that can be fixed. And the thing that pops in my head is like, yeah, that'll buff right out. And I can't remember, I probably heard it from somebody else at some point. But just like, yeah, that'll buff out. Whether it will or not.
Beautiful. So Bob, my whole high school was like 2,700. My graduating class was like 800, 900 kids. So like, yeah, 60 is a lot. 60 is not a lot, and 4 is unimaginably small.
Yeah, I went from like one of the largest high schools in our area to a school that was a rural school that had like an R in the title of the school.
Oh.
Like rural.
Yeah. America is built different. It's built poorly.
America is just a bunch of people that at one point were convinced to tolerate each other, all in a trench coat, pretending to be a bigger critter than they are. And once you figure that part out, it's like, things start to make sense. Like how are things like this? Kind of easy. All right, let's get this little doodad glued in here so I can start. Working on them. There we go.
I prefer not to remember that time of my life. That's fucking valid.
I remember bits and pieces. High school was kind of an outlet for me to like get away from my family, at least get away from my dad, who was not a great person. So yeah. Being able to go to school and work on a whole bunch of different stuff and projects. I played in the band, I was in the jazz band, the marching band, I was in theater. So I'd get to school I'd leave the house super early before the sun's up, and I wouldn't come home until late in the evening after like super late. And that was just because like I didn't want to be home.
Yeah.
So I went and did things. I found things to keep me busy, and you know, it was a small town once I moved, so you couldn't really get away with things because everybody talked to everybody. It was very much that small town life. Everybody knew everybody and talked. So you kind of find ways to do other things. So I just buried myself in projects and things, and when I was stuck at home during the summers, I would build model kits and things, and save up what little bit of money I could get here and there to get miniatures and models and Gundam kits and Warhammer stuff and build a computer out of your friend's trash parts and build the Frankenstein's monster PCs just so you could use the internet.
That is
Right on, Monster Hunter Us. Thanks for stopping by. It's appreciated.
Bye, Moros. Thanks for being great.
Yeah, I guess to answer the question you asked me earlier that I immediately accidentally misdirected away from. Yeah, I got into model painting pretty early.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get that seam off of there super well, and filling it in's not gonna. That's gonna take a bunch of extra time, so I'm just gonna keep painting.
It doesn't seem like a good idea.
It's not gonna bother me too much. I'm gonna see it and I'll be like, "Why didn't I do anything about that?" And I'm just gonna say,
Please
"Whatever."
send me your bones today.
Painting by the Hill
it
just
happens.
subscribed.
And
Bob
I would
Theme I'm
rather-
gifted
I'd
a tier
rather
1
continue
sub to
painting and
Painting by the
chatting
Hill.
than
They have
stressing
given
about
2
the
gift
model
subs in the
over a
channel.
little detail that, yeah, people will see, but we all know it's a plastic model, right?
Yeah, true.
So I do have an ad break starting in about 3 minutes. I will take that break because I need to get up and stretch and
Oh yeah. Take care of your
trip or two up
body.
or down the steps. Maybe have a cookie.
A cookie? I want a cookie. You come back with one for me?
I do bake cookies. Oh geez, Bob.
You're a bakist?
Thanks, Bob. Just,
Bob, thank you.
Gave a gift sub to Painting by the Hill. Hey, nice. That's appreciated. Thank you so much,
Bob. This song is weird as hell. I agree. I feel a little bit like I'm dissociating. This might be too orange.
Well, let me take a look.
Well, I haven't actually painted it on the model yet.
Oh, well.
Now that I'm actually putting it on the model, I don't feel like it's too orange.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I'm trying to match the box art for these things.
Weird laughing at you song?
Yeah.
I would have had to have heard what it is.
It's what is it called? It's by Charlotte Adigere, and it's called Ha Ha.
Huh.
And it's about to be over.
I just have music from a friend of mine playing.
Ooh, hell yeah. What kind of music?
Yeah. It's EDM. It's by the artist Sanxian 7. They used to go by Saxon Pike, now they go by Sanxian 7.
I'm unfamiliar, but I fuck with it.
Yeah, they're an old friend of mine from elementary school. Like, we used to play around with Fast Tracker and Fast Tracker 2 and make little goofy electronic music tracks and stuff. And then I moved away and didn't stick with it, and they stuck with it. They've got a couple of songs that have been in the DDR games.
What?
Yeah, they're back when DDR did those competitions.
Oh shit!
They won twice, I think.
Well, that's cool as fuck.
They've had 2 songs in DDR games, and I just remember seeing, like, I was watching people play DDR, and I saw a song pop up, but I saw the name of the artist. I'm like, that's funny. That's the name of the old friend of mine from elementary school. and I'm like, wait a minute. I recognize some of the beats in this. Is that made by the friend of mine? I sent them I found a way to contact them, sent them a message, and sure enough, yeah, they're like, yeah, I actually won that competition. It's like, no way. And so yeah, they still make new music.
That's tight. Brush, I fucking hate the info at the top. It's confusing. It's not where it should be.
Oh, it looks like that ad break's just about to take off, so let's do the regular big cam, throw the lid down, and I will take a break. I will leave you in the very capable hands of Bennett.
My hands are capable. The rest of me, not so much.
Things are capable. All right, I'll be back. Let me get the ad tag.
But yeah, it's very important to always be innovating and changing your interface once it works, because who knows if it could work better or be more annoying. It does. It does feel like a banner advert. I agree with that. I don't know. There's just brown. It's just brown, okay? So my overlays have gone through so many changes. Well, once you have it like kind of sorted out and nice, it's like cool. You can leave it for a while, but like I don't know. There's a difference between straight up from a graphical design standpoint. That info at the top is terrible. We look at the middle of the page, then the bottom, then the top. Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot to it. At times, it really does feel like Twitch is actively trying to be the worst imaginable experience. Fucking sloppy Zoe. Zoe, did you know that my stream friend today, Taco, is also a fucking motorcycle nerd?
Because he's my best friend. He's my pal.
You do now. Goddamn right.
He's my sweet cheese.
She's on break right now, but when she comes back, you have something in common you can talk about. All right, it's too hot with this space heater now. It successfully heated the space. You two are bikers? I'm not a fucking biker. I don't know shit about vehicles. Maybe I'm too hot. I mean, yes, I am. But if you want me to take clothes off, we got to go to a different website. Clothes! Ba-da-da-ba-ya. I got your message. Did I send Klez a message? You can't say shit like that because I don't remember whether or not I did something. You should feel free to say shit like that. Just kidding.
I'm back.
You're back. Isn't that one of the joys of knowing you? There are a lot of joys of knowing you, Klez. That's true.
Hey, Sloppy Zoe. Is it Zoe or Zoe? Sloppy Zoe? Sloppy Zoe?
Zoe.
Nice. I wondered.
It might be Zoe, but it's definitely not Zowie.
Zowie wowie. I don't know, sorry.
I love that. So
Cookie of the day is a oatmeal butterscotch that I made, and they are gluten-free, made with gluten-free flour, which is a little bit of a challenge because you have to find every gluten-free flour is different enough that you have to like check different things to like, hey, does this one need more added? Does this one need less flour added? Does this one thicken up over time? Etc. 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 Anyway, hi.
That kind of stuff is exactly why I don't bake, because it's too complex. I have small brain. I want to just throw things into a pan and be like, I cooked it.
It's science. I like science. I want to go back to school and work on my master's, but I gotta talk to some advisors, and sadly, the advisors that I used to study under and work with and worked as a TA with have all retired. So
no,
kind of sad. Ooh, almond and egg allergy. What is it? The King Arthur flower.
Oh, you mean the music was Thesaurus Rex? So I'm sorry. Keep going.
Cyber Skull. The think it's King Arthur flour has a very good usable flour that is gluten free and doesn't have almond in it. And then as an egg replacement, if you use, there's a couple of pumpkin bread recipes that I've used that instead of egg as the binder, you can just use the pumpkin. It's still going to be slightly crumbly because it won't stick together quite the same way that that egg will. And you don't have the gluten, but having some xanthan gum in there will make it sticky enough to stay together and coherent. You just need to make sure you use both double acting baking powder and baking soda in like small amounts, because then it stays fluffy and maintains its loft and has a good crumb to it. Sorry about the food talk.
You never have to apologize about food talk. I love talking about food. I just don't know jack about bacon.
I am a woman of many talents, apparently. I don't know. I'm one of those weird people where I'll pick up new things and I will just keep going at it until I do it, as long as I can stay motivated.
That sounds like ADHD.
I mean, yeah. The plus side is I end up plus and or negative side is I end up retaining a lot of it because the way my stupid brain works. So I remember all the little goofy things that I did in like, hey, remember that time you were like 5 years old and you said something kind of mean to somebody and you regret it intensely, but you remember it every single day of your life?
Yep. I love that.
I do.
What a cool, fun life we live that our brains do that to us.
But on the other hand, I can play saxophone. I tried learning trumpet, but it was too loud for practicing, and I didn't want to disturb my neighbors.
Wait, how is a trumpet louder than a saxophone?
I can play the saxophone quietly because I know how to play it.
Oh, that makes sense, actually.
When you're learning an instrument, you end up playing loud.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And playing with a mute in a trumpet is a lot more of a hindrance than playing with a mute in a saxophone. Because in a saxophone, you're not blocking all the airflow; you're just kind of muffling it a little bit. Basically, you take like a tube sock, you roll it up into like a donut, and stuff that down the bell.
Delicious.
A little bit, which helps muffle it, and it changes the tone a little bit, so you can actually get a smoother, kind of more buttery tone, even out of a cheap, crappy instrument. Which is how I played when I was young, because I did not have a good saxophone. And yeah, whereas with a trumpet, if you put a practice mute in, you're blocking off most of the airflow, so you have to blow a lot harder. So then when you go to play without it, you're way too loud, and you have to learn how to hold the embouchure muscles in like your cheeks and your lips and things at the same level without blasting out someone's eardrums. So like sound level control comes later.
Heavy T, I am feeling better. Thank you for those well wishes, and also it's lovely to see you.
Okay, let's get.
Yeah, I have not done a breath based instrument since playing the baritone in middle school.
There you go.
So I'm not really a thing I was worried about.
It was. What was the conversation I was having? I was having a conversation in a group chat yesterday about how like the kind of the hypothesis of how people that played larger instruments were usually the more chill people. Like baritone and tuba players. I was like, yeah, there's a simple algorithm there. When you have a huge instrument, you can't run away from bullies. So you have to either get a thick skin or learn to be real chill about it.
Well,
whereas like people don't want to mess with somebody who's got a with a trombone because that's a big long heavy case that they can swing at you.
Oh, it's a weapon, yeah.
Yeah, whereas like a saxophone's not the worst thing to run around with. What's up, Denethor? How you doing?
Hey, Denethor. I hope your Thursday's treating you beautifully.
You can't run away, but you do have a giant hunk of metal. Unless you're a really, really tiny, skinny kid. But cellists and, but when you get into orchestra's different, right? Orchestra's a different animal. And drummers have sticks that they're used to throwing and swinging at things, so they're ready to hit anybody.
Drummers got the dual wield.
Drummers. People don't want to mess with drummers because they will mess you up.
See, when I was doing instruments on my own in high school, I was a drummer. So I feel like that makes sense, that balance between the baritone and the drum.
Yeah.
Thank you for
percussion, and then I taught myself saxophone because didn't have the best parents or didn't have the best dad. So couldn't get tutoring. Was told if you want to do it, figure it out yourself. I was like, okay, challenge accepted.
That is a tough standard to stick to, but also it teaches you fucking self-reliance.
And it, got me out of the house, so I didn't have to deal with his ass.
Yeah.
He's long gone. So
good.
He's not hurting it anymore, and he's not hurting anyone else anymore, which is the way I typically put it. So I've been going on about that a lot.
You're good. I don't have any dead parents yet, but the time will tell. Denethor, I'm doing great. Having a good time painting minis with my buddy Taco and all y'all in chat.
Yeah. Should probably use a bigger brush for this.
I think you should just actually go to a smaller brush.
I mean, I'm using a 0 trying to paint all the snow.
I'm such a fucking artist idiot that I don't know what the sizes of brushes are. I'm just I got a big one, a small one.
An itty bitty. It's a very pointy itty bitty brush.
Gotcha. Okay.
I can at least move up to like a 2. Get some water in there so it stays moist.
Have a good one, Ian. Thanks for being a wonderful person. Tell your polycule I said they're all great and sexy. I don't know who your polycule is, but tell him I said it. I'm pretty sure it's true. The sizes do change brand to brand. Well, there's also that.
Yeah, I finally switched over to some cheap sable brushes, so they're doing okay. They're not the best. They're very cheap, but they as long as you take care of the brushes, the bristles themselves, they seem to be working better than most of the synthetic brushes I have, so.
Hell yeah. I have never gotten a sable brush because I've never felt like I needed to spend that much money on myself.
These were $5. I think it was $6 for a pack of 3.
Fuck yeah.
If you've ever heard of the shop Hobbytown USA,
I have.
That's where I get mine. I don't know if it's that they all carry them. It's a generic, basic, like Atlas brand the 3-pack of brushes, and they have different set versions, but they were like between $6 and $10 for 3 brushes, and for less than $5 a brush for actual sable. And it's red sable, it's not like Kolinsky, so it's, and sometimes they come in with curved tips, but you just get yourself some brush cleaner, or even if you don't have any of that, for actual hair brushes, just take some of your like conditioner that you use for your actual hair and put a little dot of that in your hand and just smoosh around and swirl the brush itself, clean it, and then re-tip it with like a damp paper towel, and then let it dry with the tip straight. And that usually keeps the tips working pretty well. Just always use a little twist as you're rolling paint on or off of them. Keep the tip shaped, and they stay pretty decent. I'm going with a deeper gray on
Just the
snow. Just the tip, just for a second.
Adam, I'm gonna stream until 4 or 5 today. I know Taco, you usually stream for like 4-ish hours, right?
Yeah, usually 4, sometimes 5.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna stream until 4 or 5 my time. I haven't really decided yet because my night is in the air as to what I'm doing. So actually means I need to check with wifey about that.
Oh, was Sloppy Zoe the one that you said was did motorcycle stuff? I didn't have my headphones.
It is. I did.
Okay. Yeah. I would not list myself as a biker or anything because I'm not. I just have my current bike actually is only a Honda Super Cub for just getting around town and doing stuff. And then my other bike right now is my original 1978 Puch Maxi moped. Was originally 49 cc's, but I've got a 70cc cylinder on it, a high compression top end, roller bearing crankshaft, CDI ignition, fully tuned exhaust, and I increased the intake from a 10 millimeter to, I think, to an 18. But still a single stage, single jet carb. But I just need to finish rewiring it and then get it back running again. And get the right gear oil for the transmission, because it's a single speed. Yeah, Puch Maxi. I've done several. I used to ride with a group out of St. Louis. Used to ride with one in Missouri, like Columbia, Missouri. I haven't gone to meet with the Mosquito Fleet folks here in the Seattle area yet, but I might at some point if they're still doing club meetings.
I didn't realize you had been in the STL area.
I lived in Columbia, Missouri for a while. Had friends that lived in St. Louis, and the group I rode with was Mid Mopeds, and then the Ruffians. There you go. Yeah, I know who the Ruffians.
Fuck yeah.
I used to ride around with It Ran Earlier folks with Ire. Napalm Beth and all the different mics.
All the different mics.
Well, I mean, you had Broke Leg Mike, who broke both his fingers in a wreck. He got hit by an old lady. You had Mike Bees out of Kansas. Used to ride with Mike Bees. But yeah, whole bunch of different people. I was never like that deep into it, but I mean, I was for a while. I just, I was a I was a huge dork back then.
So you never have to ask to share anything. You're special. Post whatever you fucking want, babe.
Yeah, I've done some stuff with like puddle cutters. Um, let's see, Bourbon Bandits. Not even sure how many of these clubs are even still active anymore.
Urban Bandits.
Yeah, Joe Peds Mopeds. Let me take a gander at that. Ever like, yeah, that's the MB5. There you go. Actually, somebody I know that moved down to New Orleans, I think, just recently got another MB5. What if it's your own bike? Oh gosh, a sax commuter. That is the right reaction to a sax. There's single piece cylinder and head. Gross.
I'm so pleased by having no idea what y'all are talking about. This is tight.
Yeah.
This is why I wanted y'all to talk.
Oh man, that's actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it's like I could 3D print quite a few parts for my bike.
Ooh.
But yeah, I never had an MB5. I've done several Pooks. I did a couple of Vespa Chows, both variated and non-variated. But my current build is a 70cc treat kit, just the cheap kit. I'm using I think a 15 or a 16 millimeter drilled out Bing. But I may up it to a PHBG, like multi-stage Delorto. Yeah, mine's still down in the garage right now. I finally got it titled because Missouri wouldn't do titles for mopeds. So you either had to title them or get registration paperwork through Kansas or somewhere else, or just have a bill of sale and hope it didn't get stolen. But uh, but since I moved to Washington, I was able to get it titled. I just need to update it and get permanent plates on it, so I don't have to worry about it anymore. Um, the one thing I need to find is a good. I need to get a crossbar for my maxi frame, and I wanted to get the MLM, like the motion left mopeds crossbar, but it looks like they don't make it anymore, and I don't think they're around anymore. So, and that was one of the best ones you could get because the one you can usually find kind of sucks, at least from Treats. I'm not saying Treats is a bad source, just some of the parts suck, and it's not their fault. It's just the part. Last I looked them up, it's been a hot minute. Because I wanted to get one of the MLM side bleed pipes. Yeah, I think Motion Left split up and became a different group. And I don't know if they still make. I don't know if they're still making that tuned pipe they were building. Oh, that's your.
Oh yeah, that's my desk, Hitachi. Sorry.
No, you're good.
That's not just one long prolonged fart.
I've got that one, but I have it on a side desk. My desk is two desks. I've got a IKEA like standy uppy table.
My desk is also two desks, and you know.
But I think the pipe that I have right now is actually probably going to be good because it's also a side bleed. It's not in a Storal, but I'd have to go check. Sorry for the side tangent.
You got nothing to apologize for. This is what I planned
Let's
on.
see. I gotta check my Treatland orders. Let's see. That was when I got I did get a set of EBR forks with the brace, so I'll have hydraulic forks for the instead of the super chintzy spring forks on my Maxi. I just haven't installed them, and I gotta trim a bunch of stuff. Let's see. Not that one. Let's go. Three shoe clutch, new bearings, super stuffy race crank. That was like my big order. I did get the MLM swing arm because I was having issues with I had a bent swing arm on the frame that I had. And I lucked out that it showed up actually like welded straight. Okay, no, I do have. My current pipe is a side bleed Estoral. So probably fine. And with the 70cc kit should do pretty well. And it'll definitely I wanted it relatively tame without having to worry about blowing up the cylinder, even though I have a couple spare cylinders. I wanted to make sure that I don't, overdo it, because it's like, pick 2 out of 3, like fast, reliable, or cheap. And I'd at least like it to be reliable, and it doesn't have to be fast, but I'd like to at least go a little above 30. But with the Astoral, it should hit, 40, 50. Anyway.
I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed because I don't know, just cars, bikes, anything like it's a whole nother language.
Yeah, I mean, in college, that was well, before I had a car, I needed a way to get around because I had a paper route, and we had this old. It's the same one I have now, but it was an old Puch Maxi that had belonged to my grandparents, and my mom got it, and my dad got himself in trouble and lost his license, and then was just riding that thing around even though he wasn't supposed to.
Oops.
And then it promptly died on him, and he couldn't figure out how to get it running because he wasn't the smartest.
But you knew how to do it. Or figure it out.
He wouldn't let anybody else mess with it for a while, and then it just sat and sat and sat, and then I figured it out and found that it was just a pinched off wire up in the triple tree, which is normal. It happens on most Maxis. You have to reroute some of the wires, but the stock wiring layout will pinch those wires off and cause it to not run. It grounds out it breaks the signal to a kill switch wire, which causes the kill switch to basically act like it's always engaged, so it would never run.
Oh, I love that band.
Yeah, there you go. And so, because of that, once I finally got to the point where I moved out into my own place, I just told my mom, "Hey, I'm coming to get the moped." I met some folks that are also into mopeds, and I have a manual. I'm just gonna mess around with it till I figure it out. And if I don't figure it out, well, oh well. And my dad's reaction was just like, whatever, blah blah blah. As soon as I fixed it, he wanted it back, and I'm like, nope. My mom told him to basically, fucking deal with it because he couldn't figure it out.
Fuck yeah.
And And yeah, so that's how I got started getting into mopeds, and I built that one up. Eventually, put a 65cc Metro kit on my second bike with the cast iron cylinder, which was more resistant to seizing. Like if you run it too fast, too much fuel, too hot, it can cause it to basically melt together into a solid piece.
Whoa.
I mean, two strokes run really hot, and I still have the burns on my shins and things, though most of those scars have faded. But you know, when the pipe's glowing red hot, the exhaust pipe is glowing red hot, and you bump it with your leg, you know, it's not wonderful. But yeah,
Huh.
I like it. I like it. I liked it as a hobby. Um, there was there was a guy in that would go to some of the summer or the like summer and fall rallies that I'd go to. He had the word meow on it across his tummy in super gothic, like gothic style, like prison tat style. But it's literally the word meow in huge letters. And it was just the greatest thing. It's the greatest tattoo I've ever seen.
That fucks really hard.
um one of the folks was in there was a couple of us that were gonna get tattoos at one of the I think it was at the Meet in the Middle ride, or if it was at the Missouri Loves Company rally. And then I got there late, and the person that was doing the tattoos had run out of like materials, like clean materials. So they're like, I can't. We were gonna get a group of tattoos called the Breakfast Club. So somebody was gonna have like a taco. Somebody was gonna have a slice of cold pizza. you
Aw.
know, and we jokingly were calling it the Breakfast Club, and I was gonna get one of them on my just on my calf, and I never did. I still haven't gotten it done. I have 0 tattoos.
You have 0 tattoos?
Yeah, I have piercings, but no tattoos.
Nice.
I mean, just never got around to it.
No, that's fair. I like went out of my way, made a point to get tattoos because I thought they were just the coolest shit, and I still feel that way.
Yeah, my spouse has a tattoo, and when between the two of us, everyone assumes I have the tattoos. But my spouse has a tattoo and is gonna eventually get another one.
Nice.
I just haven't gotten around to it.
Claz is back. Hi, Claz. I'm out of coffee. Rip.
I don't have a fucking coffee problem. You know, my problem is there's not a fresh fucking pot.
Where's my... Oh, right there. Cool.
Sorry if this kind of generic base coating I'm doing is kind of boring to watch.
Is there base coating that isn't generic?
Eh. It is what it is.
Base coating is by far like the painting thing I don't like doing. By such a tremendous margin.
Yeah. I need to remember to do more of my base coating off stream so I could just do the detail work on stream.
Oh, I like to do my base coating on stream so that I have like people to talk to and a brain and like brains to use while I'm doing the most boring part.
Yeah, that probably is smart as well. Because I definitely, when I last on Tuesday when I started working on my little 3D printed little blue boys, I like here's one of the finished ones. I just
Oh snap!
so much of it. Like I'm not happy with how I painted these, but these were painted years ago, right? A couple years ago. And I'm just like, I want to repaint them more in my current style, and it's such a chore, and like having to go back and fix everything. It's like, Then I got really discouraged, so I switched gears and started playing Switch just to realize I didn't have my audio turned on.
Boop boop boop.
It happens. It buffs out.
Mixing putty is a pain, Claz. I like sculpting, even if I'm not very good at it, but like the mixing of the putty and making sure you have the right amount, impossible. Can't be done.
I mean, kind of better to have too much than too little, right?
In theory.
Oh, what was the brand I got? Just I have an ad starting in about a minute, but I have where around here. There it is. So on Amazon, they have it's from Neatitite, same company that makes the actual green stuff. They have these AB epoxy putty bars for it's an entire pound of the 2-part gray. And it's slightly, it's more stone-like when it hardens, but I'm gonna give that a shot one of these days on stream. But it's for basically like $20 to $25, you get a pound of this stuff, rather than getting a handful of grams for like 20-30 bucks.
Yeah.
So, and it's actual Neatitite, like it's the actual stuff. It's the it's made for doing like underwater repairs on boats and things.
Whoa.
Which I mean, green stuff is originally for doing plumbing, right? It's a plumber's epoxy originally that was found to be super smooth for doing, getting into details for models. But green stuff was originally a plumber's epoxy because you could knead it real thin and stick it into the threads and crank some pipes together.
Oh, okay.
Have it not be gritty and grind it together into like a mess up the joint, while still allowing it to seal and giving you. It was for pipes that had like damaged threads.
Yeah.
And you just needed to get them back together in the short term.
That makes so much fucking sense.
Yeah, I had no idea until like the first time I tried to get some back in the day when green stuff as like a thing, as a branded thing was not common. So I was talking to, I mean, again, early 2000s. Oh, that's my ad break. But yeah, early 2000s. I'll get back to that here in a minute. I gotta definitely use the bathroom, so I'll be back.
Hell yeah, do your thing. Well, folks, it's just me now, and I have bad news for you. I am a cruel and torturous streamer, and I will only tell you about I'm going to tell you about the shape of Willem Dafoe's face. It's like kind of a trapezoid. No, not telling you about Catholics, just telling you about Willem Dafoe's face. Kind of a trapezoid. I want to say it's maybe sort of a pentagonal polyhedron. It feels like it should be 5-sided, even if it's not. And like, is kind of pointy. It's got a pointy little. He's got a chin of some sort, often hidden by scruff and hair. But he's also got like a. He's got like a little, like a little. I don't know. He feels kind of pointy and triangular at the same time that he's definitely pentagonal. And he's got some wrinkles because, he's always had wrinkles, but now he's got extra wrinkles because he's getting kind of old, I guess people age, and like, I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm just saying like that is the case. Like he's got some wrinkles on him, but I think it's cool. It makes him look distinguished. Like he's a really cool looking person. Not to say that he is or isn't attractive, but like he's an interesting looking human, and I like that. In addition to the fact that I think he's a great actor, he's just like cool to look at, and I think that is an undervalued trait in society in general. 92% plunge, 99% plunced. Holy shit. Plunced. He was part of the Worcester group? I don't know what that means, but that sounds wild. Is Worcester just like a really like easily scared oyster? Like a Worcester? Was that funny? Did that make you laugh? Was it good? You're allowed to say no. Experimental theater group. And like, I don't know, he's cool looking. I like him. He's a cool guy. Well, I can't say he's a cool guy because I don't know anything about his personal life or his personality, but I like him as an actor. So there we are. And I have a break in about 5 minutes. It seems.
I'm back.
You're back. You missed me talking about Willem Dafoe.
Oh, right on.
Because he's Willem Defriend, not Willem Dafoe.
if not friend, why friend shape?
Yeah, exactly. Willem Dafoe is friend shaped.
Here is a sort of old picture of my current bike. Yeah. Shrink that
Oh.
Yeah, side bleed Storal, CDI ignition, new shocks. I need to finish redoing the the wheel bearings on those wheels.
Barrels.
Barrels, wheel bearings. But yeah. And it still looks like that, and that picture is old. And it's not in that garage anymore. I don't have that house. Let's see.
Which one am I working on? I'm working on the Trapper and the Snow Dancer.
And then there's my Super Cub as it sits right now.
Super Cub. Oh, that was cute.
Yeah, I like the Super Cub. It's fun. It's in my garage right now. I just wish it had a regular key ignition because they have this weird it's a clicker button that has like all wireless or whatever like a car, but it causes the battery to trickle dead over time. And it's probably sitting dead right now. I'm gonna have to go swap the battery, which is a pain in the butt.
I have not painted this one yet, Klez. It's just primed.
There we go. All right, back to the painting. Okay.
But that is next up when I finish one of these. Oh my god, get back in the box.
Okay. So we'll go.
Cool.
I just want to have like a gray underlayment underneath the kind of a dry brush style white I'm going to do over the top for the snow. And then I wreck that, but that's okay. That's at least a standard color, not a blend.
I am curious as to the usage of gray for snow instead of like blue or something.
I'm trying it. It's probably gonna look like crap, but you know, snow to me is usually not the cleanest thing all the time.
That's legit.
And I used to live in Wisconsin and like northeast Indiana, and like snow is only white for a very short period of time, and once you start rolling it up, it is not as clean. And I'm thinking if it's a war zone battleground, there's gonna be a lot of soot in the air when the snow is falling, so the snow is not gonna stay that clean.
You got
I'm
yourself
still gonna dry brush like a light, like probably just off white over the top with highlights of white.
That's a very well thought out answer.
Yeah, it's just the way my goofy brain works. But yeah,
gotta do what brain tells you to do.
Big brain time.
What color is that? Brown? Gray? Brown? It looks brown.
And the seams are going to be visible, but I don't care. I want it to look good from a few feet away on a shelf.
Hey, looking good from 3 to 6 feet away is all it ever needs to be.
I don't know. I love myself, especially with my little goblins and Gretchen for my 4-color challenges. Like these ones, they look great from a few feet away, but like once you get really close to them, you can see the tiny dot detail I do. For like, those aren't smudgy colors. That's like 1,000 little like magenta dots to make that skin tone.
Do you do
I was trying
pointillism?
Yeah, actually I did some pointillism on this one and one of the previous ones.
Oh yeah.
But for the skin tones, yeah, I've especially been doing a lot more pointillism for just bringing tones and shades up. This camera doesn't have the best color quality, but that's been kind of my trick for doing super gentle shading on some of these models for skin tones and things. I think it looks really nice. It just, you don't really see just how complicated it was once you're more than like a couple feet away. And it's like, oh, neat, you did a little shade there. Like you did a wash. It's like, no, I did not do a wash. Hey, Flamingo. Thanks for following, Mr. Flamingo Paints. I've seen you around a few places.
Hey, buddy.
But yeah, so for the final detail on this model, I'll be doing probably a similar level of pointillism for the detail work.
Nice.
It's kind of cathartic. It's kind of fun to do because you just sit there and you just tappy tappy tap, tappy tappy tap, and you just add little dots. And if you make a mistake, it's very easy to fix because it's like one little dot. You just fill it in with the base color or whatever other color to blend it, and it doesn't wreck the whole painting. And I've always liked pointillism as far as like as a method. I think it's really neat. I'm bad at remembering which painters do it, but there's that one.
Surratt is the one that I'm thinking of.
Yeah, is that the one where they did the group of like the park scene?
I think that's Surratt.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite pieces actually. I really like that.
I have to Google it or I'm gonna lose my mind though.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I do have to reach out because I got a model from Banco.
How do you pronounce this guy's name?
Who?
Sir, I don't know how to pronounce George Surratt. I'm hoping Wikipedia can help me.
Huh. Sounds familiar.
That is the guy who painted the thing. Yeah. Surratt. Oh, Surratt, not Surratt. Okay.
Surratt. Okay.
He's French.
Oh. But yeah, Flamingo, just drop me a DM and either here or on Discord. I don't have my own Discord. I'm just in a few other people's Discords. But feel free to drop me a DM, or if I remember, I'll try to drop you one. I'm just very forgetful.
Oh shit! I'm in an ad break. All right, I'm gonna hop up and be right back.
Yeah, get a break, get some water.
It's not paying attention.
It happens.
And to me, never.
Stuck here with me. And then he laughed, ha ha ha. And then they cried, ah. What is that from? It's from something. I don't remember what. There we go. But yeah, I just I spent a while talking about moped stuff, and I know that's not what most people are here for, so let's talk about painting things. For a couple of my models, I have been doing kind of pointillism. I got some dust on it, but for like the face and the detail and I wanted it sort of watercolory, but also just using thousands of little dots to fill in details. This camera's never going to be that great for getting that level of detail because it's a very cheap webcam And the color grading is not very good, but the skin tones on this one were all lots and lots and lots of little dots. To just slowly build up different layers of the multiple colors to bring up a just a nice gradual build from that kind of darker purple. The joke about, when's the last time you saw a purple orc? Well, did you really see it if you saw a purple orc? And all of again, most of the previous 4-color challenges, I was able to easily make greens or have green tones available. So I decided I would do the purple and then still use green on the model to kind of show like, yeah, I can still make a green, but I'm not gonna do a green skin tone even though I can. I want to try and challenge myself to do a purple skin tone. Just got a message from somebody. I'll have to check it. That might be from Mr. Flamingo. This will be red. These will be white. These will be kind of that gray. Need to get some brown onto the branches and start getting the two little friendos assembled. I'm getting a lot of links there. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, right on. Yeah, I got your message. You're okay. Pending, accept. There you go, I got you added. You're all good. Thanks for the lurk. I need to get more tools for having lurkers and things. Yeah. Need to wash this brush because it's just starting to get a little bit of paint built up in it. So basically all I do is just get some of this brush conditioner up in the bristles until I'm happy with how much is in there. Close that up and just put it in my hand. Gets all the excess paint and gunk out of the bristles, reconditions them, and then you just have to occasionally come and use your fingernails to pluck the little bits and like if you mess up the tips or the ends. And then I'll just give it a quick little rinse with some distilled water. And that gives me a wet surface to also re-tip the bristles. And then you got a nice, ready to go tipped brush. Okay. All right. And let's get on to probably some yellow, maybe an orange. I need to figure out what color I want to use for that clock. Sahara yellow, that's pretty good. That'll be a good kind of golden color that I might touch with a metallic when I'm done. But I try not to do metallics very often usually until the end. And then I'll do some like shading on it to clean it up. But I had bad experiences with metallics getting into some of my stuff, and I wound up accidentally mixing metallics into the bristles of my brushes, and without having a way to do separate. Come on. Without having a way to keep my brushes separate, and I only use the one paint cup right now, I just don't want to make a big mess. I do have a couple of good Metal and Alchemy, Dwarven Gold, Elven Gold, And then I have heavy metal and speed metal for 2 separate tones there. But I've just been using scale color paints because that was kind of what the decent paints at my local shop were. So I wanted to give them a shot, and I'm pretty happy with them. So
if you're happy with it, that's what counts.
exactly, there you go. Welcome back.
Thank you.
I just, when I was looking at buying more paints, it was when Army Painter hadn't released their Fanatic set yet. And the paints I had were my old Army Painter paints are the old ones that even Army Painter themselves were like, these aren't good.
Yeah.
I still use them. They still can make decent paint jobs. I just, they're not wonderful. I got them very cheap though, like $1, not even $1 a bottle. So I still have several.
I mean, it's hard to beat cheap. It's hard to beat cheap.
Yeah. Oh, this is very thick. Let's thin that out a bit. Get a little water. There we go.
GW's price for paint right now? I can look it up, but I don't know off the dome because I haven't bought a GW paint in a minute.
Yeah, I haven't bought any GW paints in a couple years. Well, I stopped buying GW paints when they were still on the old bottle style, with the old style flip tops. When before contrast paints came out.
Oh.
Before they changed the names of all their paints. I had already moved away from GW.
Has there been a difference in quality since you actively hobbied? Yeah, they've gotten better since you hobbied. But they're still too expensive. And most of them are like, GW has like the biggest, in my opinion, has the biggest range of like, some of these paints are really good and some of these paints are absolute garbage and should not be on sale.
Some of their reds were really good, and apparently now they changed the formula on them, and now they're not good anymore. And it's like, what are you doing? Stop it! But I haven't been using their reds anyway, so it doesn't mess me up. But like, there was somebody I was watching on YouTube that uses their red and is using their red and needed a new bottle, and they've been using that color on on one of their like Golden Demon entries.
Oh no.
Only to find out that the paint has changed texture and the color is different. Yeah, blood.
Oh god.
They changed the content and like how they make their blood red paint.
So currently, Klez, for a 12 milliliter pot of Games Workshop paint, $5 before taxes.
That's kind of average.
Well.
But wait, mine are 17 millimeter.
Hello there.
They are?
Michael Paints Minis. Who did that? What? What with Michael Paints Minis?
Just for like a regular old paint, like $5. What's up, Dark? How are you? But compared to like Pro Acryl or like Army Painter, let's look at the Army Painter pricing for their.
I think I pay $5 a bottle for my scale colors, but they're 17 milliliter.
And scale color is on the more expensive side because it's like nice paint.
It's very thick. Like you have to thin it, and you kind of have to learn how it paints. It does have a learning curve, but I don't know. I'm finding that I like them.
Looks like Army Painter Fanatics are also 20 milliliter, but are 75 cents cheaper. And
the ones I have are 18.
18 might be it. Okay, so if it's 18, then it's 75 cents cheaper for 18. And Pro Acryl
also 18. So
Acryl are the same price as GW, but they're 22 instead of 20.
I was gonna say they're bigger bottles.
Yep.
The downside is I don't think their bottles will fit in any of my like 3D printed or wood like paint holders.
No, their bottles are cool, but they are a little big.
Yeah, so there's my paint rack. It's
oh, beautiful.
And then I have my cheapo Army Painter paints just in a 3D printed rack.
I use fingernail polish display racks that I got for like $2 off of Amazon.
Oh, that might be better.
And they are effective. They hold like any size of bottle, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, Turbo Dork is also expensive, but Turbo Dork is like weird paint. Agree. I agree with that, Michael. I agree with that, Michael.
Velcro is the nozzle. While it doesn't clog, does cause excess paint waste. You do get a little of that with scale color as well. You have to, one, they have mixing balls already in them, and then two, you have to really get a good mix and then give it a good like slap a couple times, because they love to get that little bit of excess in the dead space of the tip. It loves to get a buildup of just acrylic medium in there. So sometimes you'll squeeze it and all you'll get is the clear goop, the ketchup water of paint.
The ketchup water.
And it's like, which means that you now have a higher pigment base in the paint, which is, an issue. But I don't have to deal with clogged nozzles. Every once in a while, my mixing ball will get stuck because I start them on my mixer by sticking them on sideways, because my mixer is literally a vortex mixer for test tubes. So putting them flat side down doesn't work the best. It kind of doesn't like to stay in place. So I'll start sideways, do it upside down, and then do it right side up. But sometimes the mixing ball has a little too much pigment around it and sits in the neck, so you have to make sure it's loose.
Yep.
But the learning curve with scale color is definitely that they reactivate each other on each layer, so you can't do overpainting super well.
Oh, yeah.
So if you want to, well, in a way, it helps for blending. It's really nice for doing like wet blending.
Okay.
But if you're trying to do an underpaint, overpaint, do like a magenta underpaint for yellow, you can't. You have to use a different brand, or you have to put a sealer layer, and I don't like adding another layer because I'm lazy.
No, I feel that entirely. I am not a big fan of doing many multiple layers.
The extra, which means I do lots of like very thin, almost wash type layers, which results in really good color tone. Like, let me see. I don't know if this will be able to show off much, but this was glaze layers, just building up that through super thin blue in a couple of layers, and it ended up getting it's dusty now, but gave me a really good, on a few of the panels, it gave me a really good color quality.
I mean, it looks really clean.
I'm trying different methods on this model. That's why it's not anywhere near complete. I've never used contrast paints, and I was trying them. And then I came in after the fact with very thin glaze washes. And then I used some watercolors for the reds. And they are very bright. But if it ever gets any kind of damp or moist or wet, it's gonna ruin that watercolor.
Class, the answer is that it definitely is, but I don't have music going to my VODs, so I'm not getting caught unless somebody reports me live and Twitch walks in and yells at me, which would be a real shitty maneuver.
That's why I use music that's from like either with direct permission of the artist, but that also means I have a very limited selection of music. I think I just fixed this brush. But yeah, because I'm paranoid. I expect somebody to maliciously report. I mean, being a streamer and being trans means I'm somebody might come along and just feel like they need to report me for no reason.
Yeah. Well, it's not no reason. It's just a shitty reason. Yeah.
They want to be buttheads about it, but you know.
All bottles cause extra label. I use each paint due to the manner that the color behaves. If I want coverage, several brands are good at it. If I want paints like artist colors, I have a different set of paints. Oh, excuse me. That's fucking legit.
I've got some Daler and Rowney, or no, Windsor, not Daler and Rowney, Windsor and Newton. I've got some Windsor and Newton paints for doing canvases. And what's the other? Golden. I got a nice golden color, artist color for my carbon black. Most of my paints are all one brand right now, but that's just because like I needed new paints and I had been slowly picking them up onesie twosies here and there, and then my spouse was like, "Do you want to paint models?" I was like, "Yeah," and they're just like, "Okay, go get the paints you need." I'm like, "But that's pricey," and they're like, "Merry Christmas, Happy Birthday, go get the paints you need." I was like, "Okay."
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was spending a lot of my own money, like basically my own money on it, but it's one of those like, my spouse doesn't control my spending, right? It's more of like I have had a bad habit in the past, so I kind of like not necessarily rely on them, but they're very helpful in my own impulse control.
Oh, I totally understand that.
Yeah, and so like I didn't want to like I have a bad habit. Also have like having grown up super broke and poor, I have a bad habit of denying myself the good things because I'm afraid of spending the money on it.
Yep, that's relatable.
That and like, you know, I don't take compliments well. It's you know, you had a parent that was a raging narcissist and had to cope, right? And so that lasts, you know?
Yeah, I mean, trauma never goes away. You just heal.
Yeah, I've been healing and it's been helpful.
Well, I'm proud of you for that.
Well, thank you.
And I totally understand and relate to all the things that you just said.
Oh no. I'm sorry, friend.
Hey, that's life, dude. That's life.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, if work, but like spending to cope with stress, like that's a coping mechanism. That is not the same as just fucking spending all the time, you know?
Yeah, but I was also stressed all the time, so it wasn't very
well. Yeah,
but it was also like, I mean, I do photography as a hobby, right? And I deny myself spending the money on the one good nice thing that I know that I'll actually use because I know how fickle my hobbies can be. Like I'll start a hobby and then I won't touch it for a few months and then I'll come back to it and hit it hard. Like I'm back on mini painting again, which I've always enjoyed mini painting. It's always been something I've really liked doing. But there's times where I get the bug and need to go outside and do things, and I like doing photography.
Yo, what's up, Onions? How are you? It's great to see you.
Bunions and cabbage.
You know, it's co-streams. It's nice to be able to see everything forever.
Yeah, get that recursion.
And today we're hanging out with Taco Food Truck.
Hello. Ooh, I should do a yellow and black on this bomb and make it look like a bumblebee.
Yeah. Find something good to listen to while you're at work? You should listen to well, I don't know what kind of music you like to listen to, so I don't want to suggest something that you'll hate.
Do it.
You should listen to Red Fang. Their album Malverde slaps so fucking hard.
If you want to be extra odd, you could be like me and be like the one person that doesn't microdose acid and listens to King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
Hey, same, and they're great. You should listen to my sweet song, sing-song voice and never leave stream again. I like that idea too. Find your stream to listen to while I work. I'll give those a go though. Oh, I'm flattered. I'm flattered. I thought this was a stopgap, not the end goal.
Yeah, there you go. A couple of my regulars also like to watch my streams when they're at work, which made me feel extra bad when I realized the audio wasn't working properly when I was playing video games. I was like, no! They just sat there listening to me get like jabberjaw for hours.
I mean, that is kind of the point of streaming, though.
That is true, but you know, I'd still like to have some kind of background noise.
True.
I can't operate without music. And I'm just sitting there selfishly hogging all the music.
There's enough music to go around, don't worry.
Alright. Let's get the next little circle. Let's get a little extra water. A little acrylic medium. Let's go back and forth. Let's do a lot of YouTube and songs. Then I was like, I really should come back to Twitch. Yeah, I need to... Just due to how fickle, like, audiences can be, I need to start making, like, YouTube videos and stuff, too.
For me, I find it's really, like, what I'm doing determines what I'm listening to, because, like, I feel like if I'm doing something really mindless, then, like, Twitch or a YouTube video is great, because, like, my brain is engaged, even if it's otherwise wouldn't be. But, like, if I'm doing something that takes a lot of focus, then, like, I'll just turn on music. Because I'm not going to, like, talk to music. I might sing along with it, but I'm not, like, interacting with it.
I mean, a lot of my music is all EDM and doesn't have much lyrics. But I also have a bad habit of, like, doing, like, impromptu karaoke. One of my favorite...
City Pop slaps. Good choice, Klez.
Oh, heck yeah. City Pop slaps. Get the Love Trip album playing. That's a good album. It was kind of super popular for a while. But you can't beat it. It's very eclectic. It changes genres multiple times in the same album, which I really like. Takako Mamiya, Love Trip is one of my go-tos when I just want some chill city pop.
I think I know them. I'm not sure.
They kind of went to sudden popularity out of nowhere at one point. This came off the base. Because...
Oh, yes! Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the artist, nobody knew what happened to the artist, because the artist just kind of disappeared off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
In the 80s, and that's very common in that field in music in Japan. You know, you had especially with how Japan was in the 80s, with you know, women being able to get into different fields and stuff, but then kind of just disappearing out of it and not returning to it, and you know, ever.
Yeah.
And you know, operating under a pseudonym and other type of things. So, yeah. And then I don't know if the person ever came to the front and said, "Hey, this is who this is," but they did release info saying yes, the person is doing well. They have a family. I think they're a grandmother now. But it's like, you know, oh my god, good for them. Like, they're doing well. They didn't just disappear and like get disappeared. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't anything due to any kind of negatives. Just their albums. They went to go make another album and it didn't do as well, and so they just said, "Oh, I had my fun. I had a good album," and they were very shocked to hear that people were seeking them out. Oh, but I'm on that break. All right, I'll be back. I mean, admittedly, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just standing up the stretch.
Unbelievable. Taking care of your body, you can't be a real Twitch streamer.
I got tea. I got water. I got cookies, but I need to not eat nearly as many of them.
Impossible.
Well, it doesn't help that I made like 8 dozen.
That's the right amount of cookies.
Yeah, I've got like, I think I have at least 4 dozen in the fridge right now, or in the freezer.
Okay, does the Snow Dancer have cool tattoos everywhere or just one arm? Frosthaven, Snow Dancer. Show me anything else. Nope, this is just the way other people painted it.
No Waka from Final Fantasy X tattoos.
I do not know Final Fantasy well enough to appropriately laugh at this.
I think it's a sleeve. Like, it's very generic sleeve.
Waka FX10. Oh, tattoos.
You're like a PT Cruiser IRL.
He doesn't have tattoos.
on the road straight to Flavortown.
He doesn't. But Waka doesn't have tattoos. He just has an actual sleeve.
Hello there.
You wanted to do it everywhere, I wouldn't be against it. All right, tight. I can definitely do that.
Oh man, there's a term I haven't heard in a long time. I don't mean that in a negative. That's a
which thing?
Well, I haven't. Tight.
Oh, dude, I say tight all the time.
Yeah, it's such a like a early 2000s thing. Like,
well, it's an 80s thing
as well. Yeah, I suppose. I mean, I'm in my 30s, so it's like tight.
Yeah.
Tight, da bomb, you know, that's the bomb.com.
Oh my god, bomb.com is old, yeah.
Yeah, that was like mid to late 90s.
Okay, so three little triangles up here.
We're gonna go listen to some Chumbawamba.
Yo, Chumbawamba though, outstanding politics. Those boys.
I don't know what their politics are.
They're really lefty and like pro like Irish independence and
oh heck yeah.
Some underworld? What does that mean?
Oh, sorry, I keep bumping the camera, so it's like
Been watching Say Nothing? I don't know what that is.
I don't watch TV.
Oh, he's got really fucking it's just, glowing hands and shit? I didn't even realize. The folks who were disappeared in Ireland? Oh, I don't know anything about that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're the Troubles. Well, wait, the early Troubles, the later Troubles.
Okay, we're gonna do spirals on both arms. I'm just gonna make the tattoos match because that's cool.
Oh man, so growing up, my at one point my dad became a minister, right? And that explains a lot.
That does.
But like, he was looking for a church to be placed at, because that's how the church does things.
That sounds, like, yeah.
The couple of options that came up were, one was middle of nowhere, Missouri. One was, or no, the Missouri one didn't come till later. One was like in California, in like, I can't remember if it was San Francisco or San Diego, but one of those. And it was going to be like an interfaith outreach kind of position, which actually was one of the only times I ever saw my dad be actually cool about something, where he was excited, had that excitement, and wanted to try something new, and like actually was being genuine and not just being like a, you know, I want to screw people over piece of shit. But like, and then the one of the ministers that he worked with, who was again a raging narcissist, immediately discouraged him from doing that, and doing that whole toxic masculinity, BS. And like one of the other ones was going to be in Ireland, and it was going to be when I eventually later looked up what the location was going to be, it's like, oh, I'm so glad we didn't take that one, because like it would have been in North Ireland where a lot of the issues were still happening, even into like the early 2000s. Like that would not have been a great time. And knowing him, he would have pissed off somebody. Even though our family was Irish, he was formerly Catholic and then wasn't anymore. You can definitely guess how that would have gone.
Yeah.
This yellow takes forever to fill in. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that the British were still occupying parts of Ireland, like militarily into the 2000s.
Yeah. And I mean, they're still it's still a weird situation over there.
Yep. It's, there's bits of it that are similar to how the US treats Puerto Rico.
Oh yeah.
Tax haven, BS, and it's all money, and it's all so stupid.
There's also bits of it similar to how fucking Gaza treats Palestine, which is why or Gaza treats Palestine. Fuck. Israel treats Palestine.
Yeah, that's a topic to definitely be careful of, because it's I have opinions, but I know that I need not be voicing them on here.
I have opinions and I'll say them on here, but I won't do it if you're uncomfortable with them. So
only because like that's one of the big things that they've been using to like target and demonetize and remove people from platforms lately.
Oh yeah.
Just, I'm not deeply involved in politics or political science, so yeah. All I'll say is I am not cool with genocide. Absolutely not cool with it.
That sounds a lot like you think someone's committing genocide. And that's not true, is it?
I didn't say anything. I just said that I don't think genocide is cool.
Yeah. It's not like her because it's so dark. I love that you and Klezmesmer Mom watch stuff.
Shiny Mew Paints. Hello.
What up, Mel?
Let's talk about this Bumblebee bomb.
Oh,
That's gonna be a Red Gobbo thing.
Oh, that's so fucking cute. Waka waka.
Right now, it's gonna take a long time to get that. It's gonna take a long time to get that yellow to blend in, but I'm gonna get some other colors on this. Let's get some red. Start with a nice blood red.
Blood red.
Blood.
The color of the devil.
Blood. Here. Blood.
How did I do this? What did I do and how did I do it?
Well, let me take a gander. There we go.
Right, I need pink.
Like I have you in the corner, but it's also easier if I check the full size one.
Yeah. I need a color. I need a color, you know?
Yeah, some kind of spot color in multiple locations would help.
Well, I'm going by the box art.
Oh, okay. I don't know what the box art looks like.
It looks a lot like this actually.
Okay.
I want to see if I can make the teeth stand out a little better. Cause like,
yeah, for this one they're using like the gold and the red kind of as a spot color, because you get your You get a bit of an angle here. You get a bit of one here. You know.
Yeah, I didn't even realize he has a little dude with him.
Oh yeah, he's
yeah, I never noticed that.
I'm gonna do that guy's skin tone probably similar to this one. And
Hell
then
yeah.
the Red Gobbo himself, I'll probably do a little darker.
Nice.
You know, unless I make him purple. But no, I probably won't make him purple because it'll clash really weirdly with the purple or with the red coat. But that's kind of where I'm going with that. This red also doesn't fill in well. Why am I picking colors that fill in poorly? Such is life.
I'm gonna try to make just a tiny pink line for the gums. The answer is yes, I'm gonna try. Okay, I could be mad about that, but I'm not gonna.
Oh, that's looking pretty good. The one thing that's kind of, I won't even say frustrating, it's just so odd, is this model is different from the actual pictures. The official pictures show 2 more grenades here that are not on the actual model.
I keep hearing that from people. And I have to assume it's because they took the pictures and then went, actually, we should change the model. And then just didn't want to spend the money on changing the box.
Probably already had the boxes printed from a base level model.
Oh my golly, excuse me. Oh, that's right. I want to make the hands
golly.
like that.
I do declare.
Great Ooga Mooga.
Did you ever play any of the Borderlands games?
I have played every Borderlands game.
Yeah. Have you seen the teaser for Borderlands 4?
I have, and I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking it looks pretty decent. What I don't understand are the people that are complaining that the characters look too generic or whatever. It's like, what do you mean?
No, they definitely look like Borderlands characters.
They look like Borderlands characters, and I'd say they're doing pretty decent. You've got your big techno Viking feller. You got your siren. You got your soldier guy, and then you got the lady with the really crazy hair and the lips.
You just described 4 hotties, and I love that.
I mean, I did.
Do the tiniest little bit of white there.
There we go. Let's add. I'll make that the top red after I get back to it, but I wanna.
All right, I'm comfortable calling him done.
There you go.
Trapper. I don't. You know, I don't.
Don't? What?
I don't.
You don't.
I don't.
You do? You don't. You do? You don't.
You?
You don't. You do?
Do you?
You don't?
You don't? I don't. Never in my life. I'm using my desk Hitachi. It's not anything worrisome.
Oh, I can't hear it this time.
Oh, good.
The bad paint, the naughty paints get placed into the paint wiggler.
Plaz, you gave us so and then didn't say anything. So what does that mean?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, is there more?
It means he got taken away. He got drafted into the Space War. He'll be back in a while.
The Space War. Ooh, this is not staying stuck real well. Yeah. It doesn't help that I don't have a good painting handle for a base this large.
Do we need to set out a search party? Maybe. I mean, anything's a painting handle if you have enough poster tack.
I mean, this one does have a flared base.
Heyo! Wait, well, hold on. I need to ask my wife if she's okay with something. I think I just figured out what I want for my birthday. Let's. Yeah, medicine bottles are great for that.
Yeah. I mean, I do injectable medications, so they give me so many of these bottles every week.
Check Discord when I can. I can right now. Except my neck.
Everything's okay, Mew.
I'm betting it's art.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Can I not use a mouse? What the fuck? What did I do? Okay, yeah.
What did I do?
There you go. I fixed it. Look at that blast toys. This toys is getting blasted. I really like that blue. What blue is that?
Blue.
Oh, that nice sculpted base. Is that based on the art by RJ Palmer?
Is that the kaiju Pokemon?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's legit. I dig it.
Yeah, that looks tight.
Magic Blue.
Magic Blue. Is that Army Painter?
Let's get some blue. Speaking of blue.
Nice.
We'll go with a Mediterranean blue. The Paint Wiggler.
Oh, not that much. Less than that. Not you, me.
Oh, so I did get Honk Studio or whatever it is for my little like PNG tuber character.
Oh, nice.
I still have to redraw everything.
That
to make the eyes animatable and have different mouth shapes and.
Oh yeah. Still, that's a step.
Yeah. There we go. Get some blue.
Little bit yellower. Not even that much yellower. Holy cannoli.
Just a scoonch of blue.
There we go.
I will say, the body hair reduction has been great. Except for my face.
Ah.
My stupid shaver has a cleaning base to it, and the pump in it went out.
Oh.
Which on the plus side, I'd recently upgraded to another one, but still, I like that one. Like they different models have different like things that they're good at. I get a closer shave with the older one. But if I get real lazy with it and don't shave for a few days, the other one can like cut through everything and get through it real easy.
Oh yeah.
I mean the hair is thinner, but still, I had a very thick beard with a lot of follicle density. And I don't want it.
Have you thought about I forgot the word. What is it called? Like laser shit?
My hair might be too light for laser. Might have to go with electrolysis. And again, it all just takes time. It's very expensive.
Oh yeah.
And I'm still trying to find a new career. Though probably come after February, after I do my Japan trip, after I do the medical stuff I got coming up, just the investigation into whether I have celiac or not.
Yeah.
I might even just get like a job like Costco or something because I need something to supplement. I've just been living off of savings and my spouse's income. But I don't want them to feel like I'm mooching off of them or whatever. And I'd like this to take off more, but I don't know if it will. So
it's it takes time. I'm muting myself so I can blow my nose without bothering anyone.
No, you good, you good. I've been slowly building a following, which is nice, and it's kind of nice to see that people actually like my painting.
Much better.
But yeah, it all takes time. I need to like get better about doing like YouTube videos and stuff, and like part of the issue is also like my interests are so varied.
I mean that's really the catch with streaming is that like it is like provably better for you to stream just one thing and like only that one thing, but it gets weird and it gets old, it gets boring, you know.
Yeah. All right. Let's do a little more red and touch up these reds. I'm gonna wreck these. I know it. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna go do like the snow, and I'm just gonna go right over the top of these. But I'm also gonna use some like dry pigment effects, so it'll probably be all right. I can also probably come back before doing the dry pigment and do like a very gentle glow of like pink and yellow around these lights. Just to do a little bit of lighting effect. And this yellow needs to fill in so much more. Little bumblebee. And the worst part is I'm probably going to keep the little snowman head on this all the time, so I'm putting in all this effort for something nobody will ever see.
I mean, could you attach the snowman head at like a silly little angle? At a jaunty angle?
That wouldn't really make sense.
No, but
it's snow, but
you know,
but I mean, I could also like take it off, or like I'm also the kind of person that would paint up like the insides of vehicles even if I was gluing it shut.
Oh yeah, no, definitely not me.
I did a commission like that once, and I painted the inside of the vehicle, and I didn't tell the person. I just wanted to take it as a challenge to see if I could do it. And so I painted it up, and then I glued it all shut the way they wanted. And then apparently at one point, like a few months later, I was at the shop where they were playing a game, and it fell onto the floor and broke open. And they're like, "Did you paint the inside of this?" I was like, "Uh huh." Like, I was like, "No, no, I just
Oh man,
I knew it was painted." That's one of those goofy things I picked up from my grandpa. Of even if you don't think anybody's gonna ever see it, you still do it right because you know that you did it wrong if you do it wrong. Not that not painting the inside of the vehicle is wrong, but like it's one of my gripes with like why I can't do like construction work, because like I need to do it like the right way. I'm not gonna cheap out on something just because I don't think the person will ever see it.
What a good person you are.
I don't know, I'm just weird.
Klez, I can't find reference images that make me confident I'm gonna paint this thing the way you want it painted. And I don't even think you're in chat still, but you know.
Blue, paint it blue.
Well, blue would be the color. What's up, Joseph?
Paint it orange.
I mean, orange would be tight.
Make it like taco orange. Taco food truck orange. Skibbity.
Maybe I'll just not paint that one yet.
What the skibbity?
Joseph, how are you, buddy?
My nephew was talking about skibbity toilet at one point. Like he's like early high school, late middle school, something like that. And my older brother was like not understanding it. I'm like, you remember YouTube poop? He's like, oh yeah. I was like, you remember people doing like Source Filmmaker and like making all sorts of goofy little videos and things? You remember like Homestar Runner? It's the same idea.
Yeah.
It's the same stuff. It's Weebles and stuff. It's it's E-Bombs World. It's all that stuff that doesn't exist anymore. Well, now it's Skibbity Toilet.
Your sweat. I don't remember Weebles and stuff.
I think Weebles and stuff is still has videos of. They were on like Newgrounds and E-Bombs World and Albino Black Sheep. They had like goofy little videos with like repeating songs and stuff. Like one was about pork, one's about waffles. Is that Weebles and stuff? Am I mistaken? Like, do you like waffles? Yeah, we like waffles. Do you like French toast? Yeah, we like French toast.
This rings not a single bell for me. That's wild.
You are one of today's lucky 10,000. Maybe not lucky. Maybe you'll hate it.
Fair.
Weebles.
Oh no, don't do that to me. I just want to zoom in.
Yeah, that's the real irony. Is Skibbity Toilet is just Gmod shitposting. 100%. You remember the old Badger, like Badger.
Oh, that's Weeble.
That's Weebles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Drew.
Thank you.
Yeah, they had narwhals. They had the Amazing Horse song.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Now that we're there.
I could have sworn they did the waffles one, but maybe that was somebody else. But yeah, they're all like short little video clips with like a little song. Stuff like that. It's all silly.
On the internet? Inconceivable.
You're right. There's some days I miss the old internet, but then sometimes I remember the traumatizing things I saw on the old internet, and I go, it's probably good that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, I think that's probably still on the internet, though. You're just not being handed it. That's my theory. I have no proof of this.
There's so much more stuff on the internet now, but
True.
There's also plenty more traumatizing things on the internet.
Yay, internet.
Yep. Welcome to the internet.
I mean, yeah, Neil changes culture every time he does something. What the fuck color is that? That's like yellow, green, gray, blue.
That's the last thing you want to happen with your painting detail work. This stupid base doesn't stay attached. It's not sticking super good. Let's heal this up, and I thought it would have more of an issue, like sticking to the bottle, but it's not sticking to the base. Smosh.
Well, you want it to stick to the bottle.
True, but I also don't. It's not sticking to the base as well. Probably also not good that I'm probably accidentally prying it a little bit here and there.
No, you should keep prying. Why are you playing Onion Boy music? I don't know what that means.
Onion Boy, like the game?
I don't know.
Like
that was
Onion Boy does tax evasion or whatever.
That was Holla Back Girl in the style of System of a Down, though.
Oh, okay, yeah, that slaps. This my shit.
Sounded like Onizian.
Around that track, but I'm not just gonna happen like that.
Wojrusov, I don't know what to tell you.
Onizian? I don't know who Onizian is. That name sounds familiar, but I don't know where it's from.
The last time I said I don't know who Onizian is, I went, oh wait, actually I do know, so I'm just going to Google it instead of asking.
It sounds familiar, but I don't remember from where.
Because I've clicked this link on Wikipedia before.
Worst person on the internet. I mean, there's a few of those. One of them is currently working their darndest to shut down the U.S. federal government. I'd say they're pretty bad for being worst person on the internet.
Yeah, I still don't know who they are, even with scrolling through their Wikipedia page. Huh.
American YouTube.
But he does have a song about Elon Musk, so fuck that.
No, looks like you're going into an ad break, and so am I.
Oh, shit, what? Okay.
We finally synced up. Mine's in like a minute and a half, but
we're drift compatible, Taco.
Drift compatible. Wow. I'm gonna just go ahead and run my ad now. And use that as a chance to go grab a drink.
I'm not actually going to take a break this time. I'm just going to keep working.
Okay. We're back.
Actually, I probably should take a bio break, but we'll do that when I finish base coding this base. We'll leave everyone alone with no one at all. Ooh, that's a mold line. Yikes. All right, I will disguise that mold line with paint. No one will ever know there's a mold line there. Okay, what's this other fucker look like? It's got a khaki base with some green magics happening. I just said I was going to get up and take a bio break. I already forgot that I intended to do that in the process of like 30 seconds. I have a good, strong brain. I'm going to guess that that's like gold. That looks goldish. All right. All right, I'll be right back, y'all.
Perfect timing. I just returned. Still got like 30 seconds of my ad break. AKA cookie break. Break is over. Welcome back, everybody. I have cookies. Oh. Get the crumbs down. Okay. Uh-oh.
The good news is I have hiccups. The bad news is I have hiccups. I don't have hiccups?
No, just think I don't have hiccups.
Huh. That, I feel like I just cheated.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I do every single time I start getting hiccups that bother me. It's not always perfect, but it is so shocking that it works. Because then it's, there's other like joke statements and can go with it, but some of them are also like, I don't want to say them because like some people are very susceptible to like the mind. What do you call it?
Like you're like breathing manually now.
I wasn't gonna say it, but okay. But yeah, same kind of idea. It triggers that weird part of your brain. I don't remember whose video I was watching. Somebody mentioned the next time you get hiccups, just say I don't have hiccups. And I was like, no way. I had been like an hour into a hiccup attack that wouldn't go away. And I just thought it, and I was like, huh, and it immediately stopped. I was like, no way.
Yeah, that's wild.
Mm-hmm.
Why does this lady just have her grippers out? She's got, this armor makes no sense to me.
What?
She's got like this like full plate situation, except her breastplate is full on a crop top breastplate. Oh. And she doesn't have any armor on her hands or elbows or head, but she's armored. Her whole lower half is like armored except for her toes specifically.
Thanks for coming, Bunions and Cabbage. Sorry, I say that through a mouthful of cookie.
Have a good one, Bunions.
I got cookie crumbs in my red paint.
I got red paint in my cookie crumbs.
Oh no. It says non-toxic, but I don't know if... Let's see, does it say non-toxic? Yeah. No toxico.
If it's acrylic paint, then it's minimally toxic.
It's still plastic.
Yeah. It's not like good for you.
Thanks for coming, Slabbizo.
I might catch you later tonight, Zoe. I might have to cancel. I might not be able to play tonight. I gotta iron that out. And I apologize for that fact.
Okay, let's see. See if we can smooth out some of this yellow a bit better without it getting too gritty.
Hit the gritty?
Hit the duty. And then we'll bring in some dark charcoal gray.
Charcoal gray.
Oh wait, I'm already using the graphing gray. We'll see. I could also potentially use like a very dark wash to fill in these like recesses in the top of the explosive here.
Klez, I'm glad you're back. So I found some reference images for the Cabal of the Black Heart color scheme. You texted me photos of Catholics. Okay, that is the color scheme that I found. I just wanted to make sure. And I can do a red pink hair. That is a-okay.
I think the hyper religiosity of Trench Crusade has turned me off to Trench Crusade.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I like that aspect of Trench Crusade.
It gave me the ick. But I think again it comes down to my own like having been having to deal with the church and stuff growing up and things.
Yeah, well, having your own life experiences definitely colors your reactions to religious imagery. Like, I don't have any religious trauma.
Yeah. Like a bunch of people I know, like IRL, are wanting to get into it, and they're like, oh yeah, I want to see how you paint. I want to see how you paint Trench Crusade minis, and I'm like, I'm not. And they're like, what? I'm like, no, I didn't get into the I didn't get into the Kickstarter. I didn't get the models.
Klez, it's very possible that color scheme got retconned because they got a complete reboot in like 6th edition. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Taco. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I'm really bad about interrupting people. So
this is just very relevant to things I'm getting paid to do. So I am
100%.
I'm on point.
Yeah.
If you want like black with like gold edges, I can do that.
Let me make this more of a wash. Let's get some...
I guess gray is the color that this guy is. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna just write that down so that I know.
Let me see if I can turn this into a bit of a glaze and just really goop it on here, but in a very thin way. Yeah. That's what I'll tell myself.
Still with the pinkish red hair?
Actually, this is kind of working. No way. All right, let's see how that dries. Get it on there extra thick.
Oh, yo, Klez, okay. Like this.
All right, get some brown.
Like this color scheme?
Brown, brown, brown.
Okay, I'm gonna just save that image. Or I'm gonna try.
Yeah, was it like black, white, and red with some gold?
Yeah, basically.
I did a similar color scheme for back when I played War Machine.
Oh, classic. Yeah, I got you, Klez. I can make that happen.
Yeah. I mean, it's very, very chipped and old.
Well, Klez, the reason they retcon that is because they already had multiple armies that were black and gold and red. That's a tight color scheme. I like what you did with it.
I mean, this is super chipped, and this was painted a long time ago. And it came apart years ago. But, like, this is one of my first attempts at, like, doing scroll work.
Oh, fuck yeah. Repent. I love it. I love it.
It was a protector to Menoth. Like they were the pseudo religious little weirdos in War Machine.
Yep.
I thought they were fun because they set everybody on fire.
That is fun in my mind.
I
agree.
used Fiora, who would like put up a wall of flame.
Oh hell yeah!
So I could put like flame walls up and like either force somebody to move through the flame walls and set themselves on fire. And then with the standard bearer that I had for my Temple Flame Guard, I could have critical fire. And so on crit hits, I would, extend the fire counter without having to expend any of like my magic on my Warcaster.
Hell yeah.
Okay, let's clip this little head and glue it together. One thing I'm looking forward to when I go to Japan is I'm going to pick up some God Hand tools, at least at local price, which would be nice. They're still not cheap, but I'll go to like a Hobby Station Yellow Submarine or a actually I think prices are better at Yellow Submarine than they are at Yodobashi. So I'll get some hobby tools. I also want to find a couple of the what was it? Not the Space Marine heroes, but like the Stormcast Eternal heroes, the new series of them.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, so the Space Marine heroes models that were mostly sold in like Japan.
Yeah.
They're like blind box models, so a lot of people were upset about them being blind box. But it's super common in Japan.
Yeah.
Like blind boxes are such a thing. Right?
I fucking hate blind boxes.
I'm not a big fan of them either, but it's Japan.
Yeah.
Blind boxes, gachapon, gambling, and that like child gambling is such a thing in Japan.
Yeah.
They just don't call it gambling. But like,
ow.
I mean, there's whole places like arcades that have what they call the metal arcades, where you get these little coin medals, and they're not worth anything, and they don't convert to money, but kids will just sit there and it's basically prepping them for pachinko.
Yep.
And it's just disgusting, but I mean that's just Japan. Who am I to judge? But yeah, it's wild. I'll go play games and like do the arcade like the claw machine games. I'm not that great at them. I knew somebody who was incredible at them though. But one of my best gets at a claw machine game was what is this? The one of them was a Hatsune Miku that was like had just released, and like I didn't really need it or want it, but I knew it would, like a lot of people wanted it, and I won one, and then I was taking it to a secondhand shop to sell it, and somebody outside the secondhand shop just flat out offered me like $150 for it.
Nice.
And I probably could have gotten a little more at the secondhand shop, but at the same time, like I would have had to deal with all of the paperwork. And just a Japanese person was like, oh, like in very broken English, like, oh, you're gonna sell that? And I said, yeah. And they said, oh, I'll give you this much again. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And they were stoked. Like they threw it in their bag and then like sent a message to somebody and then said like their girlfriend says thank you. I was like, oh, cool,
That's tight.
And then they went and got on the train like immediately because I was like, oh, they're probably just gonna go sell it as well. But hey, it's a win-win. They get a little bit of money, I get a little bit of money. We all walk away from that transaction happy. But no, they were actually after the model, so
that's tight.
It was really really nice. But the second one was the I always remember his Japanese name, but not his English name. Clodsire. In Japanese, it's just Do, which is Dirt King. Like Dooh, it's like Do. But I got a plushy version of Doll for my spouse. I found one in a store because like this was back before Pokemon was making a whole bunch of merch for that character or that Pokemon because they just could not understand why people liked this big stinky poo poo mudfish. And it's because he's the best and he's spectacular. But they didn't make much merch for the stinky poo poo mudfish. And you know, as soon as you see him, like you're just like this thing's amazing. I must have it. And my spouse fell in love with Dole like immediately. Um, like it's like we need the Dirt Boy. We need the Dirt Boy.
I have to look up this Pokemon.
Yeah, give me a moment. I'll pull it up.
Clodsire?
Clodsire. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
So we have 2 Clodsire plushes now, and I bought one of them, and I probably spent a little too much money, but neither of them are like official Nintendo. I don't think. I haven't checked the tags, but one was from just a shop that sells that kind of stuff, and another one was from a claw machine.
Nice.
But the Clodsire official plush is kind of hard to get and has a different like buzz texture on it. So we're much happier with like the quote unquote knockoff version we've got.
Well, I love that for y'all.
Yeah. But I managed to win it on like my second or third attempt at doing a lift. I managed to grab it and get it propped up like sideways.
Ooh.
And then was able to knock it down, and we were both like, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
It was so fun. And now they're both like we have a big I think it's like a corduroys brand, like we call it the sumo sack, but it's a big beanbag chair kind of thing, but it's not filled with beans, it's filled with like memory foam bits.
Oh, cool.
But the inside of it is a full-size mattress, like futon mattress type thing that folds out.
Whoa.
And then it's got a corduroy cover that rolls around it. So it's a big squishy ball to sit on. And if you need to, if we have a guest staying over or something, we can throw it down and lay it out so they have a spot to sleep.
That's cool as fuck.
Yeah, it comes in super handy. And we have that covered in plushies right now.
Yeah.
And every time we get like a weird feeling of like, you know, you get that weird feeling like your house is haunted or something.
Oh yeah.
You know, well, first thing first, you tell them to pay rent, and 2, pick a plushie. So we have the shrimp ghost, which is we jokingly say inhabits this it's like a giant ebi shrimp or a fried shrimp tail with a little smiley face on it.
Hell yeah.
And then we have one that's a burger, and you know, but yeah, I kept getting this like weird feeling, and I had like, you ever had like one of those like not necessarily a sleep paralysis dream, but kind of.
Oh yeah.
I had one of those. Ooh, that's gonna be perfect. The yellow on the bomb ends up looking like a scarf.
Oh, that's cute.
That's really good. But I had a weird feeling the other day, or like I woke up from a weird dream, and it like felt like somebody was holding me down, which was not, you know, there was nobody there. It was definitely like a sleep paralysis kind of situation, and I was like, "Go away! You have no power here." And I just, as I said it, I just rolled over and got up, and it like had that like a weight falling off of me feeling.
Hell yeah.
And I was like, "Look, if you're gonna be here, you gotta quit fucking around with me, and you gotta pay rent." And then you know, I do stupid little things like leaving pickles out and stuff on a plate.
Hey, it never hurts to appease your local spirits.
Appease the house ghost.
Yeah. Melas,
Yeah.
is it a yokai? I mean, I hope not. Taco, I think I am gonna have to wrap up shortly. Are you gonna keep going for a while?
A little bit longer, yeah.
All right, then I think I'm just gonna raid into you, if that's chill with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool. I'm gonna have to hop off.
That's all right. Hopefully everything's all right.
Probably.
Oh no. Well, all right. Well, good luck.
That's part of the hopping off process. But yeah, no, thank you. Thank you for streaming with me today.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have to do it again sometime.
Absolutely. This was a blast. This was a hoot, in fact.
I mean, I know I'm an acquired taste.
I mean, I like your taste. That's a sentence. I like the way you taste.
Get baited.
Tight.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, definitely appreciate it.
It's been a fucking blast. You're so much fun to hang out with.
I try to be.
Well, congratulations. Holy Fires chat. I'm sorry I'm ducking out at this speed, but I am, and you can't stop me. I will catch y'all on the flip. Paint fast, eat ass, bash fash, and go hang out with fucking Taco.
Yeah.
Go. Follow. Well, just hang out in the raid. You don't actually have to do anything.
Aw, dang. Aw, man, look at that. There's a raid. There's a raid from Holy Fire, them.
Surprise raid!
Where did that come from?